Hey, this is Ross Payne at the Role Playing Public Radio. We're playing Rain, the playtest of Caleb's campaign setting.
Yes.
Which I do not know the name of right now.
We're playtesting the supplement I'm doing for the Rain Second Edition called Nagalisitu. Right now, we are in something called the Urdosian Wars. And here's how I'm doing the setting. I'm not. We're just going to say what the setting is, and that's gospel. The only rule is someone has to yes but it at least once before it exists. The reasons for that will be clear by the end of the game. But we did make characters, and everyone insisted on randomly rolling them. So let's go around the table.
More than a little bit.
Let's go around the table. I read the charts to you. That's what I had to do with it. Let's go around the table and see if you can make sense of your insane character concepts.
It's a rich story. I am Castor, last son of the Greymounts. I've had a tragic backstory. I was raised by wild beavers. My birthright was stolen. I mean, in the rain chart, it just says I was raised in the wild, but you know.
I'm gonna fish mouth so hard. Next time you try Rain, I'm gonna break it in half.
I was stolen birthright, an unlikely education. I was press ganged in serving. I also was a petty thief. I also had Gnostic experiences, so I'm a pretty well-rounded murder hobo. My one advantage is that I have an unconventional strategy, which helps me in battle. The mechanics of which we won't go into right now. But in terms of people that I give a shit about, in the warband, I have Squeaky. He's one of the Beaver clan that I was raised with. And
by Beaver clan, he just means a beaver.
Yeah.
Not like, it's not a setting of anthropomorphic beaver men or anything.
I mean, maybe.
Might be a ninja clan.
Well, we'll get there if we have to. All right.
I'm of the Did you fall for one of the other clans, Beaver?
Oh my god.
Wow. If you want to get fan art, I mean, that's a pretty surefire way. But
I don't want that.
Does it look like Tom's here?
Tom would approve. Yeah, Tom. It's not a big scary monster, so Tom would approve.
Yeah.
And then, but then I also have my cousin, Eccentric Ozzy, next to the last of the Greymounts, who takes care of Squeaky and, sort of an aide to camp. And yeah, so I'm good at engineering too.
Great.
Yeah.
Man, the next premiere TV season is going to be all about your character. Anyway, Sean.
I feel tame by comparison, actually, so that's great. Maximilian Klingsor comes from an up-and-coming family. They were kind of buying their way into nobility, still kind of working on it. There was the heir, the spare, and leftover shit. He was leftover shit, so he became a traveling entertainer for a while. Was successful, got shipwrecked, survived. It's on some island of dogs. Trained a bunch of wild-ass dogs to follow him. Finally managed to escape after discovering this was rolled, whale-blessed. He is an amazing swimmer, apparently.
Yes.
Like a whale, which, anyhow. At that point, he gets home. His family goes, oh, great, you don't want to be an entertainer anymore? Great, we'll buy you a commission to be an officer. Cool. He's an officer for a while. Doesn't do too bad until an incident occurred. So, we don't talk about the stolen codpiece incident.
I won't.
Because of a princely decree.
I'm for certain never going to.
Out of character, I actually know exactly what happened. But by princely decree, it was a big incident for a bit, and you're not supposed to talk about it at all, anybody in either country involved. All that's really confirmed is that the Baron Giuseppe Ligordo of Eon was crying for Maximilian's head on a pike. He was the opposing officer. People whisper that apparently the two were confused at some point. Maximilian apparently went on, quote unquote, an unlawful rampage throughout Giuseppe's castle, escaping, and at some point a very expensive codpiece was ransomed.
Oh, okay.
That's it. That's all we know.
Seems like we're talking quite a bit about the codpiece.
That's literally the only things that are known. It's a lot worse than that.
The first rule of the codpiece incident.
So basically, what I'm just saying, that's the rumors. And
after that, it's like the noodle incident. And
anyhow, but by princely decree, we don't talk about it. It was an international incident by some record because apparently a war crime was committed. Yeah. Outside of that, he's basically fallen in with the hunting pack, which is what they apparently took a name after because
Which is your company.
I have a hunting pack.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's badass. Outside of that, yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, apparently, I have a loved one, Lily. She's a follower. We just kind of fallen in together. It's cool, No big deal. No beavers.
Oh, hey, this is Aaron. My character's name is Matthias de la Duinar. So he started life primarily as a peasant within the within the kitchens of one of the larger. That's like one of the castles in what was it? New Zealand.
Newstedia.
New Stedia. Thank you. New Stedia.
Thank you, randomly generated map.
New Stedia. But managed to actually advance his station when he ended up saving the life of the queen when she found out that one of her meals was accidentally poisoned when he took a bite out of it when just how hungry he was and got royally sick. So, but they decided that was a good enough turn for him to start learning other things, including the fact of the local sorcerer, a wizard to the king and the queen, decided, you can take a lot of poisons. You think you could be a good experimentation subject. So that allowed him.
Pick my interns too.
Yeah, so that allowed him to go ahead and learn the ways of magic and up his station within the royalty. Unfortunately, he ended up in it's like unintentional love triangle with the princess. The fact that they found out that they did care about each other, but
Of Newstedia?
Of New Cedia, yes. But the her betrothed decided that she was not happy about this. They wasn't going to pursue it, but you have to take out every other suitor in his turn. So I ended up having to go on the run. I was aided by my friend who was within the camps, a Carmen Francesca, who is an apothecary, who managed to kind of go up with her trades, and she managed to at least slip things into the drinks of everybody at a gathering that allowed me to get the hell out of Dodge. So, and we've been traveling with a hunting pack ever since.
All right.
So, also, I am a fantastic baker, so I kind of do dual class for the hunting pack.
So you are the
baking wizard,
camp cook and sorcerer. Saves on overhead, I guess.
Exactly.
Yup.
What do you got?
All right, and I am Landon Scarl. And boy, do I have a tale to tell. So, son of one of the premier cobblersmiths in Vigia. Quite the up-and-comer, so much so I was commissioned to actually work for the royal court, where I incidentally developed my first true love, unfortunately with one of the lesser princesses of Vigia. She was, however, already betrothed to a prince of Yichan to secure Vigia's allegiance in the Chan Yichan constant border struggles. Turned out this son of a bitch was also a bit of a demon whisperer. So, I was exiled for my troubles, and he decided to make sure my exile was permanent, tried to use me in an occult ritual, which more or less walked out of intact. My eyes kind of glow green now.
Just kind of.
Yeah, you were unwholesome.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And yet I am still beautiful. So,
Yes.
So ended up on a doomed ship and stranded on a lowly island where I started developing the skills of the more martially prowess. And ended up in some shithole town in Stevia, where I became a thief and then a soldier, which I actually took quite the liking to, because at this point I'm a very bitter, angry human being. So I've now become a squad leader as I slowly am working my way up to develop a company of mercenaries to go back to Vigia and just drop a whole lot of ass whoopings. But yes, that's me though.
Typical life story.
Yep,
Story old as time.
Yep, I have a camp follower that I took in to keep her out of trouble with the other soldiers. Her name is Aide, and she's very sweet and doesn't mind the green eyes. So yeah.
Cool. All right. So we're going to do setting generation the way I said we would. Why is the hunting pack near the Lordless Bog?
We're going to meet with an employer. Daryl the Squinty-Eyed.
All right. Yes, but. What's
yes,
the problem
but-
with Daryl the Squinty-Eyed?
Well, technically, I don't like him very much. No. Better yet, technically, he's Vigian.
Oh, yes.
Landon doesn't like him.
Yep.
I overruled him and went, no, damn it. I mean, he's helping us against Yeon. I fucking hate them, so...
All right. So if he's Vigian, you're meeting in Vigia. So you are hiking through a mountain pass with the hunting pack. What is the hunting pack's stats again? Let's describe them according to that.
Well, we are
Influence 1, so we kind of have a little bit of influence. Might 2.
we're a fairly strong military force. We've actually got a well developed our own siege works.
Might
and
Might
cavalry
2
capabilities.
is Might 2 means that you're either generally okay equipped and green, or you're veterans armed with rusty cleavers and pitchforks. Which would you
I
prefer?
would say probably the vets.
I was gonna
All
say
right.
veterans as
Yeah.
So
well.
you're vets, all right, but poorly equipped.
We just
poor.
want better equipment right
Influence means you can hear things. That's it.
Yes.
Just you have ears. It's as low as you can be on that.
now. Sovereignty 2, they're probably not getting tattoos yet, but
Yeah, they hope that one day you will pay them, and that keeps them moving forward heroically. Yes.
we have a treasury of 2.
All right. So yeah, that's why they're all still following you. They have a treasury of 2.
And the territory of 0.
No territory, yes. Lawless resolution. Going to land. So what the squinty-eyed, what was his name?
Daryl.
Daryl. All right. So the pass is heavily guarded. The Vigians are in a 4-way border dispute pretty much all the time with Newt Stedia, Yi Chan, and Vigia, and all the things. They are typically held together by the Lordless Bog, which is a giant, basically, hole in a mountain range. That is a big, fetid, overgrown pit that no one really wants to fight a war in, and so it kind of keeps everybody honest. Do you know what you're being hired for by Daryl?
He wants us to prepare a castle for a siege. Like, we won't be the defender, but we have to, get it into shape.
Ah, okay. So you're going to be stockpiling for a siege.
Yeah. And, yeah.
Yes. Okay. You are going through. There's guard towers posted various places along the pass. It'd be very bad to get into a fight in here, as it is a narrow passage between the Vigian Mountains. But eventually you do arrive at a castle. You will have to keep the hunting pack quartered outside the city. They're not fans of that while you're talking, so you have to have them make camp. So, who is going to give the order to stay out of the city?
I have a command and inspire totaling of 6.
Okay.
I think this sounds like an inspire.
I have to roll to say anything. 'Cause
Yes.
I don't have a master.
Yes.
Or
You-
you are the officer.
I do have the plead, so I could basically say, look,
Please,
Please don't go into
please don't go to the city.
look, I know you want to go in, but right now we're barely getting by on this job. If we had this,
I want us to be heroic, damn it, not sad and simple.
All right,
pathetic.
Klingsher, get after it.
All
What
right.
are you saying?
Okay, fine. I'll roll that. Okay, men and women and whoever else we got.
go to hell.
I don't know. Anyhow, hey, I didn't pick that one. All right, men. Sadly, we cannot quarter in the city at this point in time, but it's okay. We're made of sterner stuff than that. We are the hunting pack. We are greater in the wild than in a city, anyways. We're stronger than anybody in there. Rest assured, we will survive just fine. Stay inside until it's time to start stocking up their fortress, and then we will simply get out of here as soon as possible, because, do you want to stay here? We've got better things to do. But for right now, we will show them that we are better.
Okay.
that's right.
What'd you roll?
I got 3 2s.
3 2s. Okay. The men's are sort of
Hence the stumble.
And then NCOs break out the tents, you dogs! Like with whips and angrily start cracking at them. And so they have like half a second of muttering before they are quickly beaten into doing what they are told to do. So good job.
Cringe, like, oh god, that did not go how I wanted. Whatever. Okay, fuck it.
The best possible ways. So they will stay out of the city until their officers get drunk, in which case they will probably go into the city.
Probably. Yeah.
So you've got a certain amount of time before you have to be back. This is Daryl, the squinty-eyed. He this is called Wide-Eyed Peak. He's very angry about his scrunchy face and does not like to be called on it. But it is a terrible city. It is basically a fort that has the bare minimum of feudal city around it to qualify, but it is extremely cramped on rocky, awful soil, and it's always rainy and wet. But it's got walls for, the Vigian paranoia of the Great War with, Nucedia and Chan and Yi Chan. That is all certainly to come. So Daryl is a warlord of some infamy in that he's always on, basically. The other warlords, understand the political, utility of screaming about war across the whole continent. But Daryl seems to really believe it. A medieval version of a prepper, if you will. So who is going in to greet him?
I guess I will go in. So
I think who has graces?
I have graces. So
and as far as backup, because graces and plead don't seem like the most intelligent things against the fucking warhawk. So we need somebody to back up and actually be able to.
Someone with inspire.
Might have to be me or intimidate. Anybody intimidated?
Nope. No one's
Fuck. Okay. All right. I guess I'm gonna back up.
okay.
All right, so are you all going to talk to him, or is anyone staying back?
I'm staying back. I'm a fucking exile from this place. Like, A, I don't want to get hung.
Right.
B, I don't want to fuck up this job by fucking killing them.
We can just put a bag over your head. I mean,
oh yeah, because they won't notice.
Will you hear the plead of Mr. X?
yeah.
I'm
Castor.
sketching out a sweet ballista I want to build for the castle.
Okay.
Okay, as we're walking up before we're within earshot.
Roll engineering.
Oh my god.
What? I can build a ballista. I have 5 points in engineering.
Yeah, I want to see this.
Yeah.
Beaverista.
You add your engineering to whatever your stat is too.
Yeah.
So don't forget.
Yeah, I have 8 dice total.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Could be a cool ballista. Let's see how it is.
I see some 4s. I see some 9s. I have 3 pairs, so the highest is 9.
It will be a serviceable ballista.
Yeah.
It'll ballist the hell out of something.
Is it a
All right.
Beavista?
All right.
Not everything has to do that. Stop making fun of my heritage.
As we're walking up, before we're in earshot. All right, Dweenar, let's just keep this quick and simple. Don't go begging, pleading for your life right off the bat. We want to
That's
get
not what this is about.
wanna
This
get
is
this over.
about. This is a negotiation back and forth.
I'm just
We're
saying.
giving
that
something-
plead is a skill.
Well, let's just get it in and out of here so we can get out of this fucking privy of a town as soon as possible.
Say that a little bit louder so he gets even more pissed off at us.
As I noted, out of earshot. So, then head up.
That's all right. So we address the guards. So I guess we're
All right. The guards let you in. They don't expect you. There is a baroness who is there, running the court. It's a pretty threadbare court. Think like Mask of Red Death, like trying to be decadent, but the lace is fraying. She greets you. Whom I ask is calling to Daryl. First of his name.
the great. That's like we are the great. It's like the hunting pack. That's like seeks the guidance and wisdom of Daryl.
Okay.
I am Maximilian Klingza, and this is my.
That's like Matthias Del Duinar.
Yes.
Roll graces.
All right.
Did you just
Did you see your dice?
For luck.
He's eating candy corn. It looks like he just ate it.
You really did, to be fair.
That is pretty awesome.
Roll that.
I rolled it in my belly.
Caleb, I'm so sorry. I should have put it on the table.
I need to get edible dice now.
Note to self, new market. Hard candy, edible dice.
One moment.
Pretty sure it's real.
All right. I have 3 7s.
Oh, okay.
So good height, good width and height on that.
I was like, oh, yes, it's lovely to see paid brigands and killers still understand the decent respect required of Lord Darrell's station.
There's a code that must be followed, and we will follow it to the end, madam. So, may we enter the chamber in order to
Indeed,
conference?
don your hats so that you might be covered from his beautiful visage, his all-seeing eye, if you will. So you have to wear absurdly wide-brimmed hats.
Already covered.
That are quite ornamented. And then you with your heads bowed, sort of slowly bow walk
Can I also say I have a plague mask?
through
on
the
top of
court until you raise your height to the height of his feet, because you don't want to be, above your station. And you look at the feet of Darrell underneath your hat as you begin to speak. So he says, yes, the pack of dogs that hunt. That is your name, correct?
Yes,
The
the
hunting
hunting pack.
Yeah. Oh, that's much more utilitarian. I like it. Strong for a military man.
That's like we operate in simplicity.
Yes, I normally don't use outsiders for this sort of Vigian work, but I suppose you can carry grain and dump it in a larder as good as any fool, and but I don't want it to be struck by those Yeon dogs. No, I'm sorry, you find dogs. No, those Yeon cats, whatever
Salamanders?
lowly animal you would find. They're not human. Those damned Yeon bastards. But it needs to be well guarded while we get the siege ready. It's coming any day now. They laugh at Darrell, but he sees all through his very large eyes, his face, which is equally spread out in good proportions, as you would know, but you won't, because you cannot stand to see it underneath your hats.
Well, we only know the grandness of your boots. So
Very
They
good.
are quite grand, aren't they?
although it's like we would take this. It's like we would take this mission on. Although
I bought them at market. There was a noblewoman whose family was lost. She said it came from the greatest cobbler in the land. Poorly used. They're so comfortable.
I quietly think to myself that I'm thankful that I typically wear a wide-brimmed hat in this situation anyways, because I'm smirking and trying not to laugh.
Now, normally you don't buy shoes without a bill of providence, but in this case, there was a fire that he goes on and on about the shoes and shoe providence, and it's important in Vigian feudal
Really?
arrangements. Anyway, back at camp. While you
so
are
we're stuck in a boring conversation. God damn it!
You could plead for him to stop.
Please God. Just rolling. All right. So it is Landon. What's your officer rank if you're not the full leader?
I guess I'm a sergeant at arms since I'm a squad leader.
Sergeant at arms.
Sergeant at arms,
Is it
yeah.
Scarl?
Yes.
All right, Sergeant or Scarl. What are you doing to get them in shape?
Pretty tropical, walking around, rattling my shield at them and barking. Not using the whip because it's not proven an effective tactic in my experience. So no, don't want to be doing that. Chiding them on uniform preparations. If I notice that their sandals and greaves are out of whack, I stop and tailor them very quickly. Make sure they don't notice.
So you do see that a young boy comes up to you, one of your drummer boys.
Uh-huh.
Sergeant Scarl, sir.
Yes, what is it, boy?
Private Warburrow for you with a message from the vet camp.
All right, well, speak, boy, speak.
He would only speak to you, sir.
Where does he stand?
He's at the gates.
We'll see him.
So you go running up there. While you're drawing, using the little of the light that you get through these craggy mountain passes, your ballista, you do
In my
see,
tent,
yeah, you see a horse come blistering through camp at a full gallop towards the gate.
I stick my head out. Ozzy, look after these plans. I have not done yet. I grab. Who was that?
Oh, Ozzy's not there. Ozzy is.
Okay.
You would only bring the military up here because you don't know how things are going to happen.
Okay.
Also, it's a craggy mountain pass, so.
Okay. I will. Grab
You
a
see
nearby
Sergeant Scarl scarling towards the gate.
Okay, I follow. I catch up with him.
So Private Warborough is there. Sir,
Yes, speak, boy.
sir, can I speak in front of
Castor's fine. He barely speaks anyways.
sir?
Okay.
Sir, there's a problem back at the camp.
What kind of problem?
Beasts from the bog, sir. The legends were true. They came as soon as we were set up, and they came riding out of the sun. It was horrible.
Riding?
Yes,
On what?
dozens of them, just creatures, just not horses, just demons from hell. There's fires, and they had chains. We tried our best, but I was ordered to come. I had to follow orders, sir.
Have we taken casualties?
Well, most assuredly, sir. I came to get you as soon as I could, but I was told only to speak to you, at least because of panic.
All right. So, yeah, I turn around and blow my war horn to summon my company of spearmen.
All right, you're mustering the troops.
Yes.
Someone needs to go tell your commanders where they're talking to Daryl.
I'll go do that.
Can you do that,
Yeah,
Castor?
yeah.
All right.
I go and ride.
Do you ride?
Do you swing?
I do. I actually am okay at fighting.
All right, take Warborough Hearts and ride through the city.
Is that a skill? No, it is a skill. I don't have that though.
You can roll 4.
I could roll. I'm better at running. I will run.
All right, you can run through the city. Parkour.
Yeah, I am parkouring.
These beavers do scale trees, don't they?
Yeah.
There you go.
3 7s.
Damn.
What?
All right.
Continuing the trend.
So you are, shit.
Yeah.
Knock over a shale farmer.
Fuck your vegetable cart.
They're pretty gross-looking vegetables.
I know. That's why it's like, yeah. Doing sanitation.
And so, ultimately, without the proper paperwork, I feel like the workmanship of the shoes spoke for itself.
So, absolutely, your lord. Although, if I may, since not to detract from the wonder that is the souls and what of your glorious feet, we might negotiate that's like the price and the extended terms of our service.
Ah, yeah, straight to business. Not even waiting for dinner. You
2 hours went by.
so military-minded. I like it. So, roll haggle.
All right. So with that, okay.
Oh yeah, that might be okay. You have a haggle? What's your command rating?
0. So
You have a 0 command.
No, you have 2 at least in every attribute.
Yeah.
oh,
You should have 1 in everything.
One
Okay,
in
what, so
I thought it was
1 in every stat.
you should
at
have
least.
so you've got a total of 4 to roll.
No, I thought you started with 2
2
and everything.
No, you started with 1 and
Okay,
everything,
sorry,
and
yeah.
you got the other ones through the random
Okay, so my
roll.
knowledge is actually at 2 then. So sorry.
Yeah.
All right, that makes more sense. All right, let's go with that. It's going to be hard for a 4, so we'll find out what happens. Yay, miserly. All right, that's 2-0. Nope, I got nothing. So
All right, he said he's going to give you enough that temporarily gives you a 1-point boost to treasure,
okay,
but it will not permanently boost your treasure.
all right.
Great.
Money is self-sustaining in rain. Once you get a point of money, it's pretty difficult to
No,
lose.
it is 2 in each of the 6 stats.
But that is the old version of rain,
Okay.
and I went off the
Okay.
second edition. Yeah.
All right. So no, absolutely. Until the work that's like becomes is finished, we should it's like accept this boon as is and just keep the continuous line of kissing his ass
Yes.
until.
All right, so you arrive at the gate. The Baroness. Oh yes, the king is in audience.
News for the hunting pact. Really important.
She'll have to wait till after
Can't
dinner.
wait.
There shall be a
Can't
smoking.
wait. It's bad omen.
Do you have graces?
Nope.
I have beaver.
I have lore. I will bullshit. I will tell her that it's a bad omen and everything will. The gods are against that kind of thing. Yeah. Let's see here. 3 9s.
And
2 3 4s.
What is the Vigian religion?
It's very much based on soothsaying. They believe the gods give omens through a variety of things. You know, cutting open birds, looking at their intestines, cards, the sun, the moon.
Shoes.
Yeah, the shoes.
Yes, but
Yes, but.
But everything must be set ablaze while they do it.
everything.
So they must wreath themselves in fire.
Oh, so,
wow,
all right.
that's hardcore.
Well, not enough fire for. You're gonna need a source of flame to make this a believable lore check.
Okay. Let's see.
That was not on me, man.
Wow.
You're welcome.
No, I'm not. You're not. I'm not thanking you at all. Take that welcome back. I have 1 point of sorcery. Can I start a light with that?
Let's see.
Okay. What do I roll with sorcery?
Whatever skill it's under.
It's not. It's
Knowledge.
under its own thing. Okay.
No, it's knowledge.
It's a knowledge skill.
Okay.
Yeah. World.
All right. Nope.
You do not have enough exchange for it.
Nope.
You
Wait.
can't just bowl past her.
Yeah, I will do that.
What do I have? So you go through a room full of many splendored hats, just a haberdashery of kings, all very wide brimmed, and you crash into a royal court with guards standing in attendance. They look very bored, but they're when you enter, and you see 2 men in absurdly large hats, heads down, speaking to the man with the tiniest face on the largest head you've ever seen. It's like also kind of off center, like it's like when you got the PowerPoint thing and the lines say it's center, and then you go just one off, and it's just it's some inbreeding in there. Daryl's face is really occupying a very minimal space on his head.
I look at it.
Oh no! My faithful assistant needs a hat. Turn. Put the hat.
Wait, we're being attacked. We have to go.
What?
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you forgive my face in the opposite direction, good lord? But we must
Attacked? Vigia's under attack?
Beasts of the bug are attacking the hunting pack.
They're not here.
No, they're at the bog.
Whoa.
for a few dollars more,
Yeah.
we could fend them off for you.
Well, they're not attacking us.
Well,
They will after. I'm negotiating.
Okay.
Command, I guess, to haggle.
Sure.
All right. It's gonna fail, but failed. So whatever. I tried.
No, but I understand the sad utility of war. You will be allowed to skip dinner, though I'm told it was quite lovely. But yes, I'll have my men bring up the supplies for you. You should be gone by midday tomorrow once you're loaded up.
Yeah, we'll
Lovely.
be back to get that.
I'm still back to him as I talk.
Excuse me? No. This deal has been written. It has been signed. It has been decreed.
There's no one here to take it. Like,
You're there to take it. You're there to take the stuff.
how much stuff is there?
You're a wagon train. Like,
Okay.
you are there to haul a shit ton of crap to a forward base.
Okay.
So are you leaving him out on the job or not?
Oh no. Well, okay. Yeah. If it's on a wagon train with horses stuff.
Yeah, but you're going to have to spend all night loading up to be ready to go.
Oh, it's not loaded up.
No.
Okay.
We have to retrieve our men to do this first. We'll be right back.
All right. Is that a lie?
Actually, I can lie. I've got a lie at 5.
All right. Well, then lie.
I have a lie at 7.
Do you want it?
5, 6, 7. I have the better chance, so I'll
Tell the lie.
6, 7.
What's the lie?
All right.
God, this is going to be great.
It's like we shall return forthwith. The safety of. But we absolutely need more time too. We have to rouse our men for the full battle to be able to, and the energy needed to be to take this grain from you. If they are not energized enough, they will not be able to do the job you've asked of us.
Okay. Roll for it.
They haven't been fed. So.
All right.
All right. 6, 7. I like to win. So I have 2 6s and 2 1s.
All right, which one do you want to use?
6s.
That would make sense. Okay, so like, yes, rouse your men. I shall have my men go to the gate. It will be all well. Good luck. And so you're leaving. Okay.
And GTFO.
All right, you need to get there fast. How do you want to go? So if you all ride together as a forward party, you can have the officers whip your men as quickly as possible behind you. They have to tear down camp, though. And you could get there faster yourselves, or you can do a forced march and try and leave your bedding and whatnot behind. What do you want to do?
I mean, I'm taking my company on a forced march. We're going right now to respond to the threat.
We'll just do the whole thing.
Yeah, well,
All together.
All right, so
These assholes want to steal our supplies.
I'm going to let
Supplies
that be
later.
might plus influence.
Okay.
So that'll be 3 dice for you. But the way most company things work is you can do individual rolls to give bonus dice. So how are you going to get them moving faster personally?
I'll inspire.
Inspire as well.
Yeah.
All right. Dueling inspirational speeches. It doesn't have to be that. It could be like, set pace with me, and I'm going to go real fucking fast. It could be, any of your heroics.
Wave the sword on with the dogs go ahead of me. Onward! Onward! Defense of ourselves first, damn it!
All right, roll inspire.
2 9s, 2 7s, 2 1s.
All right, 1s, that's fine. You can get a bonus dice. You're up to 4 die to force march.
Yeah, I'll use endurance to set an example. Just
All right.
I'm going to use run.
yeah.
let's see here. Well, 2 1s is still a match.
All right.
Yeah, I'm good. 2 6s. Yeah, I'm literally leading
So-
my.
All
leading my
right, so
company.
now you're rolling 6 die for the company.
Okay.
Would it be possible to use cook as a prior thing, saying I had something available to feed them further and keep them
No,
on
you
their
had to
feet?
feed them in order to
Give them some
carry the
herb.
food. Yeah.
So,
Now we're going to do that. So 6 die. Roll 6 die for the company.
all right. Come on.
For the whole company.
2, 4, 5, 6. All right, so looks like we have 2 6s.
All right. So the company does come streaking down off that mountain. The sun has set, but you can sort of see the fires of where your camp was across the horizon. Are you still arriving in force, or are you going to go ahead?
In force, yeah.
All right.
Just
So
we will descend upon them.
Yeah.
Basically.
as you march over the rise, you see that there is just a staggering level of destruction. There is, burnt tents and, wagons smashed to flinders and, things still on fire, bodies littering the ground. And just the ground was already muddy as a result of the camp, but the fields have just been turned into a charnel, bloody house as the streaks in the mud go back into the lordless bog. There are a few moaning injured. You could see what they had to see, or you could keep going. So what are you doing?
My craving is vengeance. I feel like I'm blocking my shields and dropping spears and
Does
charging.
anybody... Okay, take a moment. Does anybody else want to investigate while we're charging? Because
You can stay behind if you give command of the company to someone else.
my craving is wild situations.
Okay.
This is a fucked up situation. I'm going in.
All right.
And I'm shouting something along the lines of, "They've gone to a pit now that experience a true pack of dogs!" And
All right.
charging.
You
Yeah.
guys are both. So
We're
you'll
taking
get,
as much as we can then. if you guys want
so
to.
I will give you another company roll. It's both of your cravings, so you can add that to your. So you're up to 5 dice to charge ahead. They have gone a long way today, though.
Yeah.
They literally climbed up a mountain, and you made them march their asses down it as fast as possible.
Should have made them shield ride it. Maybe that'd be awesome, right?
This is not Breath
Are
of the
you
Wild.
staying behind and catching up, or are you going with the company?
I will tend to the wounded because I actually have healing. So.
Okay.
It's probably bad for morale if we just let them die.
Yeah.
All right. What are you doing?
So, for not on that, it's like I can't probably say I have any runes that were available on me right at the moment to add.
I will say once you're going to have to do some forward thinking on these ruin kind of things.
Yeah, so that's what I'm kind of. I want to make if there was prep rules that we could say it was there before.
No, we'll do that later. But
Okay,
yeah.
so all right, no worries. Now, I'll actually go ahead and roll lore to see if I can get any more information on this area that we're running into, so we can maybe pass that along the lines to them and give them an advantage. So,
Okay.
all right. So, let's see.
So you are
Lore.
staying behind?
Yeah, I'm staying behind and
Okay.
researching. So, and nope, nothing.
All right. You are healing people?
Yep. 3666.
All right. You actually do fantastically fast triage.
Yeah.
So you do see a lot of this. There are not a lot of injured men or adult people. You do see a few injured elderly people, and there are people dead of many wounds. But as you're sort of dragging people through the mud to get them into sort of a triage area with the few people that stayed behind to help you, you realize that the point was not to kill most of these people. You see these drag marks heading in the direction of the swamp as well. This was a raiding. Like, they wanted the people. They wanted, especially the soldiers, if they could keep them alive. Many of them are wailing and gnashing at the teeth as they've been hurt. But as you're going through the bodies, you also see a body that is not one of your people. Like, it is intensely not one of your people. Like, it is odd looking. It's tall. Its skin is gray or onto black and molted. It is freakishly skinny. And it is astride some sort of lumpen, bloody mop of fur that is just disgusting and festering there in the mud. It's extremely odd looking.
Ew. Eerie to see if I can ID it. 2 5s.
It has the sort of stripes of a cat. You've seen descriptions in jungle books. And then as you're examining it, you see the fur sort of... And then it gets up. So you're fighting a thing now. It rises, and it is sort of like if you crossed a mountain lion with sort of pit bull paws, and if its face was just like a leech. Just this weird whipping leech tentacle thing out of its face as it sort of, gesticulates towards you with a proboscis. So you're fighting this thing. It's real fucking scary.
Yeah.
It's got a spear in it, and it's pretty fucked up, but...
Yeah, I will throw an axe at it.
All right. This is combat, yeah.
I have a throwing axe, so... I forgot. Let's see here.
2 9s.
Yeah, 2 9s.
All right. It's also going to attack you. All right. It did not get a set, so your 9s go off first. So you threw an axe at it.
Mm-hmm.
So an axe sinks into it. The healers are like, Paul Burrow comes out and is like, "What? Oh God!"
Yeah.
And is terrified. It's still up, so it's going to try and attack you again. What do you want to do?
So I was just trying to figure out weapons.
Weapons typically do killing and stun, or +1 width in killing or stun, depending on that.
Okay.
I just think Chris, my random background did not give me any weapon skills.
Mm-hmm. Well, if it's just fight,
Interesting for a soldier.
Don't you have fight though?
Yeah, 1. So
Yeah, I think
But
I'm the only one who
But
doesn't-
you threw your axe, right?
weapons under
yeah.
coordination.
So I'll just draw my sword and.
Yeah, I think I'm the only one who doesn't have any fight in him. So
Yeah, I mean,
Draw your sword.
Phrasing.
that's what 6 in fighting. Let's see here. Well, 2 3s.
Well, I can't roll for shit.
Yeah.
And he got a streak. So 3s.
Yeah.
It doesn't have hit locations yet. So it is, reeling. It's fucked up looking. Like, it's like its face is just gone and replaced with this sucker thing. And It is limply coming at you now, but there's not much fight left in it.
Okay. Yeah, my longsword should do more damage than my axe, but yeah, just keep stabbing it. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't have much else I can do. Nobody else can help me. Shit. I didn't get anything.
Neither did it.
All right.
I will say it's bleeding, though.
Yeah.
So it sort of like limps towards you, stumbling on the mud again.
Yeah.
You see off to its side what appears to be a saddle of some sort, until it just, looks up at the moon, and its sort of proboscis thing comes out and sort of vibrating and just makes this shrill sound, and then it just sort of flops dead with a gurgle.
Are there saddlebags on the saddle?
Yes.
I will cut off the saddlebags and take them. And
They are made of a very odd leather.
I figured it would be odd. It would not be a normal kind of leather, not a K-bar kind of leather. So,
So meanwhile, as you're charging ahead into the swamp, you hear, and then in front of you, you hear.
I don't want to set a bad example for the men. Sword's still out. Still going.
All right.
How's this?
is
I howl and retort.
so you got there really fast. So as you arrive to the swamp, you can see where there are broken branches and vines still swinging. You are right on their tail, but the swamp is awful. Like, it is just this clouds of mosquitoes, just rank stench, snakes. The men are just having to hack through, they're being demoralized by this. So if you're going to keep them moving through this shit, you're going to have to really motivate them.
Okay, so tactics, I'm guessing, wouldn't really work for that. I'd have to either keep hook to inspire, lie to them, trying to figure out a good way. So far, my best roll is to just keep inspiring.
That's fine.
That's sad.
Well,
but-
they've stolen many of their loved ones.
Yep.
You noticed that you didn't stop to see if any of your loved ones were left in the camp.
I'm just assuming that they were stolen. Anyhow. Just cry, for vengeance. We must reclaim what is ours.
Yeah.
Things like that. And again, when they let out their eerie howl, I howl back with the dogs.
Okay.
Why not? Make it a thing. Oh, did I roll for shit again? I think I did. Yep, I roll for shit.
All right.
was a
That's
lot.
not going to give them an extra die.
Yeah. I tried.
What about you?
Well, I'll also try and inspire.
Okay.
A bit more of a, grunting chant a la Brad Pitt. And
Okay.
Troy,
All right. Roll for it.
Yeah, that works.
Oh, shit.
Triple
get?
nines.
All right. I'll let you roll 4 dice to keep them moving forward for the company.
Alright.
Now, either way, this is a lot to do, so the way company rolls go, they go down temporarily. So this is going to reduce your might by 1, even if you succeed.
Right.
Because they've had a big day.
Just
Like,
burn
they
them.
need some
Yeah,
time to...
we burned them up. Yeah.
So I'm going to make an... I'll put it over here. So the permanent versus the... Alright, make it a note. Right.
Nope. That's a whiff. That's,
All right, it is a long, slow slog through the swamp as the men are, they hear screams into the distance. They're trying to stay together. Torches are being lit, but being quickly extinguished by bog water. It's just loathsome in here. But you can track them. They seem to be cutting their way through there. However, it's really odd. It seems like they're not nearly as slowed down as you are. And they are just burning through the swamp like this. So back at camp, you've gotten basically what you can do out of it. Did you want to do anything before you leave?
I was trying to think from here. Did he have the saddlebags that he obtained?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to look through them, obviously.
So, yeah, I want to take a look those as well and see if we can pull out any information from them or just the items that were coming out. Is there another... Can I try another lore check from the creature he was describing to see if anything comes up? Or...
Sure.
Okay, let's try this again. All right, 2 6s.
You've heard tales of, but centuries old, only the most backwards hamlets that speak the old tongue would still whisper of it, but of the reaved, people near the lordless bog taken in the night by horrible creatures out of nightmare. But an old wise tale, centuries old, not in none of the recorded histories of either Nucidia or Eon or even Vigia. It is just basically an old wives' tale to keep people from living near the corrupted, useless land of the Lordless Bog, as if someone needed more inspiration to do so. But yes, this appears to be one of those.
Okay.
Ooh. So you need like cool weapons or anything in it? In the saddlebags?
In the saddlebags, you see some dried meat. Mm-hmm. You also see what appears to be a odd bit of shale, but glistening, almost like obsidian, with some strange glyphs drawn into it. But brittle, unlike obsidian. Just like feels like sugar glass. Like if you could snap it in half if you were not careful with it. You could roll healing on the saddlebags.
Okay.
Don't bring the saddlebags alive.
Yeah, 3 1s.
That's people. That's human skin.
Yeah.
That's
very pale leather.
That's not like cattle skin. That's people skin.
Uh-oh. So, yeah, can you make anything out of this ruined shale thing?
Okay, so another lore check, or would that be... I can actually apply that to sorcery.
Sorcery would be best there, yeah.
All right. And so, okay. All right, so we have
Triple deuce?
3 2s and 2 3s. No, sorry, just 3 2s.
Oh, this is nonsense. This can't be worked. So the way it works, when you transmute energy, you have to transmute it for something, and so all glyphs must come in a pair. This paired is something to do with water and mechanical energy, which is extremely odd, it's paired to the symbol for world, but that's nonsense. You can't transmute energy from the entire planet. That doesn't work. No one's ever been able to do that. Also, it's not part of a pair. It's sort of numeral symbol for how many parts of the glyph, like this glyph will fuel this many glyphs, has an explanation, basically in your version of scientific notation, as if it were like fueling millions or billions of different items.
So this would be a smaller one of a much larger equation.
Yeah, but all fueled off the original rune is taking the energy is from a planet, your planet, but that can't be done. Where would you even draw it? No one can do that.
So that's where would that even be placed? So this.
Wait, when I carry it, do I walk through the water faster or something like that? Through the mud swamp?
Are you walking on water?
Well, I'll try to.
So you go walking towards water.
Yeah.
It freezes solid underneath your foot.
Ooh.
We need to replicate this.
I'm gonna go catch up with the others.
Well, no. This needs
Bye.
this stays
Bye.
here.
All right, so your men are falling behind. You can leave the NCOs to whip them in the shape so they don't get lost in the fucking night swamp and forge ahead yourself, or you could slow down with them. I'm going to let you decide while I get into the...
What do you think?
I say go along.
I have a great sword.
Well, I mean, they're way ahead of us.
I have a loud voice.
I don't know which weapon I would have been. we didn't do equipment for my character, so
Yeah. So,
119 of the book has this.
Okay,
Yeah.
I would assume I'd have some kind of armor
hey, Jason.
because I'm kind of wealthy.
Are you?
Actually, I do have +1 wealth.
No, I'm pretty well.
I established this.
No.
This is page 50 what?
119.
119. Ah.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure we can totally kick these swamp mutant, extra-dimensional hell beings, flavors, asses easily.
When they're operating off of magic that I have not seen before.
Yeah, well, if you haven't seen it, no one's seen it. I see how it is.
That nobody has seen before.
Oh, you know what everyone's seen. You went to every sorcerer in the world.
That's like the big ones, yes. You know who I was apprenticed to?
God, you're always name dropping. That's the worst thing about you.
Oh, yeah. And I'm
was
not
hanging out
name
with-
dropping my beaver family.
You know,
So are you
guys.
charging ahead?
Yeah, I am charging ahead.
Are you both charging ahead?
Sean's still deciding what he's.
I'm gonna charge ahead. If my I guess lieutenant really after a fashion, right?
Because the thing is, Aaron and I are
What's that?
behind.
He'd be pretty high rank, essentially, right? I mean,
yeah.
consider, yeah.
And
So
I'm,
if he-
I'm obviously chasing him after the
I'm not letting
artifact
him go
that
off
he's
alone.
running off with.
hell
You
no.
could be a captain. I mean, it's your company, basically.
I don't give a
You're
shit
the
about
highest
that.
rank.
Names, as long as he did what I said.
I'm a Viscount.
And, unless you just
Visit
run it
counts.
and it's someone else's company. Like
Of a dam. Of a literal dam.
Yeah. Oh, so it's Last of the Greyjoys. Remember the Greymounts, sorry.
Well, that's a setting thing. Who owns the hunting pack?
It says I have a patron.
Because I have a
So
stolen
your
birth-
patron owns the hunting pack and you just run it for him or her?
Or I can say my patron. Okay, how would I be allowed to own the thing?
No. We're all
You can
co-owners.
You could say, I own the thing, and then someone yes butts it. Or you could say someone else owns
Okay,
it.
yes,
and
but you need a noble title, a noble to approve it. And because technically I have a noble title because my stolen birthright.
So do I.
No, well, mine is higher than yours.
Is it? What's your
Yeah.
title?
Viscount.
Viscount. It's pronounced. Sorry.
In this world, it's Viscount.
Did you yes, but my Viscount?
Yes.
All right, we'll come back to that. Anyway,
Anyhow, all right. I'm just figuring out.
So yeah, Aaron and I are trying to catch up with the guys who went on ahead.
all right, it's not hard to get to the bog.
Yeah.
And as you do, if you ride ahead,
Yeah.
it's very well stomped down now.
Yeah.
And your horse just steps into what would be ankle deep mud, but it's not only turned into ice, it's like snow on top, so it has grip. It's just remarkably good for
Rating.
raiding through this awful fucking swamp.
Yeah. So we're
Do not break that. It needs to be studied.
As you walk onto it, though, and the sort of pool of ice goes around you and it recedes behind you, you feel that piece of shale getting very hot
okay.
in your hand.
Well, put it in the satellite.
Well, it feels like it's getting thinner. Like,
Oh, it's being used.
yeah.
Okay, it's only got so much juice.
So, if it might be on some sort of permafrost or ice that's being used, so that's
No, well, whatever. It's got a battery in it right now.
well, that's that. At least it's this almost seems like it's a
Let's go kill the rest of them. They'll have more, and you can nerd out all you want about it.
Not that's a supposition.
I
at
kind
best.
of, was figuring that myself.
Yeah.
So
So, yeah, I'm just gonna go on ahead.
All right. So you're forging ahead. You two are just worst day of your lives. Thorns,
Yeah.
just covered in bugs, hacking your way through it as you forge ahead.
Does my well-blessed help at all in the juicier parts of the swamp? Okay.
No.
I'm not a swamp whale.
But there's a rise as you come out of the fetid stink, and you're charging forward, and then you see in front of you a sort of just whipping, just disgusting, toothy proboscis coming out of what appears to be the crop-eared head of a giant puma. That is sort of in a bog, and it sort of trills and up at the moon as it thrashes around in front of you.
Is there a big fucking rock I can throw at it?
You could just go around it. It's trapped. It's sunk.
So you're saying you need a rock? You need a big ass rock.
Oddly enough, you see icicles dripping from the vines above it, quickly melting in the fetid swamp heat.
Man, if I had a sense skill of eerie, I'd actually use that. But nope.
I have Eerie. I have lots of Eerie.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
That might be good, so.
What do my green eyes see? 4. Pair of 4s.
It's one of the hell beasts from the Reavings. Your mother told you that when you stayed out camping too long with your brother one day. It's what happens to naughty children who don't observe their mother. The Reaving.
Scarl?
So this is the equivalent of getting black-sided by, like, fucking Krampus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's good to know Mother wasn't telling lies.
Telling lies?
I draw my sword and try to decapitate him.
As you're moving up and you go around the sort of bog, you see in front of you a flint.
Fire!
What's your sneak?
My sneak is great. I got 7.
Shit, man. You've got... Yeah,
I'm a thief and a soldier.
That's right, thief. Do you want to try to sneak up on the fucker?
Yeah, I do.
All right.
Pair of
wait.
4s.
Pair of 6s.
All right, so you both sneak. Let's see if they hear you.
Probably.
Yup.
Yep.
Okay, so 7s will gobble your 6s, but the 4s are actually okay because they didn't have enough to hear both of you approaching from different directions.
Gotcha. It's that breastplate I'm wearing. All right.
So you come hacking through the woods and you see freaky, 7-foot tall, thin, ropey, gray muscles like across armor that looks primarily made of rust, just ancient, and they are sort of like looking at you oddly enough, and they're talking, but it sounds like a hissing wheeze, like to each other, and they have these spears at you that sort of have these whipping tendrils that come around and snap around. So they have these spears that are longer than you by half, that sort of have these prongs that sort of whip out and like as they're snapping at you like lobster claws. And that's what you see as you come around the other side of the campfire, where one of them has what is essentially the largest crossbow you've ever seen pointed at the captain.
Okay. Chuck a throwing axe at him.
All right.
Does he get a bonus for sneak attack?
Mm-hmm.
How much?
I'm not going to roll any gobble dice to dodge.
Okay. Yeah. That's fair.
That's pretty good bonus, actually.
Yeah, I'll take it. And I'll take those double 7s, too.
All right. So 7s will be... So with 2, he is struck in what appears to be... His breastplate's like to here, and he's got like this weird... veiny. It's like a dude has really good calves, but it's his back, like,
Right. Yeah.
and it just sinks right into that gristly thing, and you hear just this like screech as it turns around towards you. As that happens, you hear a galloping in the distance. So you're going past men who are very perplexed. In fact, some of your men get frozen in ice out of inexplicably, and then see you go booking by their face with the horse.
Hey, I know words good. Me on side, yours.
Frozen in
Frozen
in place.
As I'm riding behind him, it's like, sorry, but we're off in a second.
Oh, God.
So you're fighting 2 enemies with clap spears.
Fuck. Okay. I have an idea, but it's probably a terrible one.
So do you want to do full one roll engine combat where you declare...
Yeah, well, they're gonna get a turn before you get there, and then it'll all
Okay.
yeah.
Well, remember, it's the slowest, I believe, sense declares first.
Yes.
So what
Well, he already took his action,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
they're gonna try and kill you. That's pretty much their action.
So they're not going to split their actions or anything like that.
No.
They're just both focusing on me.
So you could just focus on parry, and then to not die.
I'm guessing throwing's not
Or
a good
dodge.
defensive action.
You have a better parry.
Parry or dodge, yeah.
Space is probably going to come to parry. Either that, unless I can fascinate them. Belly dancing dances like this.
Where's the captain strip teasing the demons?
Yeah, you gotta hope that they can't get good rolls on you. But if you get a good, yeah.
I mean, like I said, my fascinate's a higher roll, but I don't know if
I'm
that
not
roll
letting
applies.
you fascinate them.
Okay, I know.
Just roll
I
something.
know. It's gonna have to be basically parry. I'm just trying to fend them off. I've got a long sword.
You could just run, like...
Is that endurance or is that...
That's run.
I don't have run.
He has athletics. We've won.
I would allow athletics. You could swing from a vine deep into the swamp, make them slog after you.
I'm a great swimmer. What if I jump into a pool?
It's muck.
They're
It's
not
not water.
pools. They're
Real swamps have pools.
they're bile.
Anyhow, okay, I will just try to get GTF up. With that,
Okay.
I'm just diving away. I will probably fail horrifically. 6, 7, 8. No,
They don't get anything either. So
You
they,
have 4 dice in parry.
no, I was running away.
Okay.
I was getting the fuck out of
so
the
they
way.
clap at you, but they don't get any hits. They're bouncing off your armor.
I stumble a bit backwards.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Parrying as best you can. So now we'll go off sense. So your horses come streaking in there.
Well, the way it works is you declare, and then everyone rolls into the highest win.
I know, but like you're there now, so
Okay,
they're
yeah.
all going to take their action separately.
Okay.
It's going to be Crossbow Man and the 2 Spear Boys.
Okay.
Do not say Ska Band. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And they are going to be attacking various people.
Okay.
So they have a sense of 4.
Okay.
So they're very sensual.
They would have
but they
loved a
roll
belly dance.
4 dice. They're really bad at fighting.
Okay.
So they're going to declare first. So Crossbow Man's going to go after the guy who threw an axe into his back. Clapper Spear, 1 is going to be dedicated to him, and 1 is going to be alarmed by the ice horse streaking at him through
there's
the
3 of
swamp.
them. I thought there were 2.
There's 3 of them.
Okay.
There's 2 fighting Sean.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 1 is going to be attacking you since you're in front with a spear. The other one's attacking Sean. The other one's attacking you. Those are their declarations at sense 4.
Okay. I will.
Oh, wait, it should be the other way.
Yeah, it's the other way.
Anyway, it's pretty clear what they're
Yeah,
going to do. It's not... We're not doing a lot of guile right now.
I know.
Sense 1... Sorry.
It only matters in like the super complex comebacks. Like do something like that. We're not going with like call shots or maneuvers.
Yeah, we're not doing
Yeah.
that yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get there.
I know. It's just
So, who has sense 1?
wild talent memories are flashing back.
I'm sorry, calm down. Who has sense 1? Sense 2.
Sincere. We all have sincere.
All right, all of you declare at once then.
All right. I'll fight the one. I'm just charging on the dude who's pointing a spear at me,
Yeah.
Just doing a parry.
hoping I can interrupt a set before he can get one up.
Yeah, I'm gonna great sword him. That's
Okay.
I'm parrying, defending.
All right.
Okay.
That's what I'm better at.
Sorry. So, with the magic right now, can I say I've already had something in play with the script, or
I will actually allow you a sorcery roll as a free action right now.
Okay, so this will be a charge point. Where saying that
No,
I.
a sorcery roll free action right now.
Oh, right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Before you declare.
All right. So.
Roll sorcery.
All right. Oh.
Cannot be more clear about it.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I was confused. All right. So.
a couple of 7s.
Yep. So 2 7s.
So the ice you're on is melting as you're walking over it now. Like your horse is like barely scrabbling up onto the dry spot in front of this large mound of rock in the middle of this swamp.
Okay.
And you see the weird looking saddlebag on the side of Castor glowing red hot.
Oh, that's gonna go soon.
Yes, it's gonna go soon. It's not doing well yet.
But the question is, if with that knowledge, is it going to go in an explosive way, or is it just going to shatter?
Well, you're not supposed to see light through leather typically, so it's probably not going to be great.
We're going to see if we can fling that towards
It's
somebody.
not exactly gossamer. Or
Yeah, we're
anything.
going to see if we can get that to somebody else who will.
All right, so your action is going to be get the grenade off Castor's
Exactly.
horse's hip. Your actions attack the spear dude. What are you doing?
Parrying.
Parrying spear
Wildly
dude.
defending.
Tagging.
So you're long swording, trying to attack the guy.
Yeah, great swording. I'm gonna,
All right, great
I'm gonna
sword.
try and freaking
All right, cool.
bap him before he gets a shot.
All right, so this will be crossbow man.
Okay.
That'll be spear dude 1 for Sean.
Yes.
Spear dude.
Fuck.
Ross.
And are we just making an athletics check for me to get to the bag in time? Or?
Yes, get to the or a ride check if you want to stay on your horse.
Oh, they don't have either one of those, so
You
It'll
can
be
yell
fun.
at me.
Flat roll.
But
well, two on athletics. Let's see what happens. No.
Nope.
All right.
Sorry.
So, does
Pretty
anybody
safe.
have 4 width, 3 width? So 2 10s, 2 9s, 2 8s. All right. 2 8s go off. That's Ross's spear guy.
there goes my set.
That fucks up your set
Yep.
by knocking you off your horse.
Yep.
That's going to be a good thing, though.
How much damage do I take?
You will take
Probably 2 killing.
2 to the chest.
Yeah.
So 7s.
Yep.
What do you got? 7s.
2 7s.
2 7s. Fucks up. He doesn't have a set, so he's dead. So describe how awesomely you cleave that guy.
Yeah, no, it's very brutalist. Friggin' Conan the
Braveheart.
Librarian from UHF. Just, yeah.
All right.
Straight down the middle.
So that was 7 6s.
I wish a straight counter for something. That's the second time in a fucking row.
Some versions of war, straights count as botches.
Nice.
Oh, God.
So I would have been great.
5s,
I got
4s,
nothing.
3s, 2s, 1s. All right. So the spear guy misses Sean again as they just sort of ineffectually wave about.
Officers. Anyhow.
Castor goes tumbling off his horse before a big part of his horse's haunch goes away.
Oh,
in
gosh.
what is a basically, it doesn't make a sound. It's just sort of a, and then you see, like you feel breeze as pieces of tiny shale go around you, and you hear the horse screaming next to you as the saddlebag sort of just bursts and takes a big part of its hip with it.
I have a stupid idea, but it probably won't work.
All right, next round. It's just the 2 spear guys that are still up. Declare 1. Declare 2, everybody.
Is it possible? I'm asking if it's possible. Can I bluff it so it looked like I did that somehow on accident? No, probably not. All right. That'd be
I mean,
funny.
you probably know how that works.
Yeah, it probably is. So never mind.
Can I get up and throw? How many enemies are left standing?
They're the 2 spears.
2, the 2 spearmen. Yeah.
All right. The grenade didn't kill that guy.
No, he had a spear length on the horse.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I will get up and throw an axe.
And his spear is like 8 feet long. So
Okay.
yeah.
I will throw my axe.
All right.
I will attempt to skewer
I'll keep parrying, honestly.
Spearman attacking Sean because I don't want to get hit by Ross's axe.
Yeah. I'll just keep parrying.
Okay.
I'd like to say that I have glyphs on the bottom of my shoes to charge kinetic energy and try to. There's a telekinetic effect to pull one of the spears away.
I'm going to say you don't have any glyphs yet.
Okay. So,
You could draw a glyph on something.
okay, so we can actually do the glyphs now. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm getting on my shoes basically to try to get enough.
You could draw a glyph on a dying thing to catch its biological energy stopping and then transfer that to something else. Like,
Sorry, horse. Sorry, steed. Yep. Okay, we're gonna with necromancer route.
all right, and you're charging at the spearman, I assume.
Yeah.
All right.
Run them through with it.
So spearman's gonna keep trying to kill Sean,
Yep.
and everybody roll him.
Yep, we
And the
rolled.
other spearman's gonna try and kill Ross again, and that's what they got.
Yikes.
Well, I'll beat him.
All right, so 3 width.
Nope.
3 with
Oh.
Ooh, okay. What'd you do?
3 7s for stealing the horse's life force.
All right,
Drain
it's
the
real
dead
fucked up, but you get out a knife and start
It's on its haunch. It's going.
drawing on that horse. It's real fucked up looking. That's why people don't really like typical sorcerers. But that'll give you a charge. You can kill something of a
That'll
horse
do,
size or
horse.
better if you can get that Vive onto them. So there's that. So that was 3 width. So 2 10s, 2 9s.
Got it.
Ooh, okay. So your 9s.
Yeah.
All right. Knock a width off of them. So he's dead.
I was parrying, but it's still 2 9s, so.
Yep. And you guys, it is really just the saddest sword fight. just tink, tink, tink. You're not even trying. It's like bad choreography.
Yeah.
Just wild waving around. What do you got?
Sixes.
Sixes. And as you're doing that, just big old sword comes through that skinny thing, and it drops.
I'm an officer. I'm there for looks and strategy. That's it.
What are you talking about? Like, no.
No. So,
We want to kill the horse.
Oh, the one that I wounded?
Well, you didn't really wound it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the screwed up horse or
The horse that you drew on,
Yeah.
yes. It is
Oh,
not
it's still
dead
alive?
yet. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still alive.
You got it
drawing life
before
force
it's
out of
dead,
it.
yeah.
Suck it dry.
can you store that? I thought you had to
No, you can store that, but it's got to die first. So whatever do you want to draw the Vive on? Do you want it to die slow of exsanguination while screaming, or do you want it to be fast?
This is going to have to be a quick, so...
All right. So someone with a weapon that could kill a whole horse needs to get in there.
You can do that, or I can just stab
Chop,
to the
chop,
eye.
yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Now I got to get this Vive onto the other guy.
All right. Your hunting pack shows up. Dogs can move a little bit better than this men.
Yeah.
So you do hear your men in the distance, like, my lord, they're coming, my lord, the hunting pack.
Look, Mitzi, don't eat that.
But you see a sort of ziggurat-like stone towards the sky, with creeping vines over what appears to be an entrance. You see again all of the drag marks and the feet marks of the people you were tracking since the base, going through into this cave. And it appears 3 of these men were staying behind to men. You say that loosely. They're horrible, stretched, sinewy things that they're disgusting looking. No fat on them. Their weapons are bizarre and old, rusted. The spears appear to be mainly doubled as snares. The sort of tip recedes as the clamps go out, but it can go out as they catch other things. The crossbow is just launching a spear. It's a ballista to most men. It's as heavy as your greatsword. It's enormous.
Poke at it.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was... No, well, that's actually a little smaller than I was going to do. But yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
as
you
you're
can
all-
wait or you can enter the cave.
Let's go into the cave.
Well, no.
But yeah, they got shales that, do magic things, but as you can see, they can kind of explode. If you use it too much.
It's good to know right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I used it too much. That was my thing.
You realize now that you've seen it happen that some of those notations were actually limiters. So not only was it an exponential set in this thing that can magically pull from this single source,
They're trying
but
to...
it was actually capped so that it could only pull so much before it
damages
before it damaged itself. It actually kept pulling energy at an exponential rate.
So it had a
until
magical
it overloaded.
resistor on it.
Yeah, so it wouldn't draw infinitely from it.
Jeez.
Turn, shout out, wait by the entrance. We're checking inside.
All right, before I go, I'm going to get like a piece of, I'll say I have a piece of charcoal and parchment. I'm just going to rub off what I've carved into the horse.
Yeah.
So I can slap that onto somebody if I need to.
Oh no, you know what? Sorcery is
Okay.
memorizing what the opposite transistor is for your thing.
Oh, that's fine. Well, I mean, if I had to actually put it on him,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the thing. So, since
Oh, you're gonna just slap it off. Okay. It needs to be in the matter it affects.
in the matter,
You can't be like, put on this jerkin and then die. A horse is dead. It's gonna be like, you gotta get it into the skin or something. It's a pretty simple Vive, but
okay, so I have to
shove it in
hold him
somebody's
down.
mouth.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But again, that's why sorcery is kind of useful if you plan it out. But most people are just like, what if I just killed it with an axe? It's a magic.
So if he had a red hot brand in the shape of...
Yeah, that could work.
Yeah.
We can work on
Now
that.
you die. Now you die. Yep, now you die.
Well, you got to kill a lot of horses for that.
Yeah, and I don't want to be. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that wizard. That
You
gives you.
work at the glue factory.
That gives you a reputation.
This is what it sounds like when Mongols cry.
All right, so you're going into the cave. It's very dark. You move forward, and you see sort of an odd vent of I don't know, coal or a seam of something coming up the right side of it. It seems to be sort of moonlit from the far wall from what appears to be this just, it seems like a moon-reflected pool, almost, on the far wall, and you see the drag marks and feet marks going through it.
Wizard.
I have no idea what's on the other side. We should go through it.
Hi, sorcery. Let's read those runes and see what happens. That is 3 10s.
Holy shit, you read good.
Oh, okay.
So, 10, yeah.
You've never seen anything like this ever before.
Son of a bitch.
No, with 310s, it's not like I have low recall or I didn't see this in the library or this doesn't exist. That shouldn't work. That means nothing. It's gobbledygook gibberish. Magic doesn't work that way.
This isn't.
But here we are.
So, Dweenar, what's going on?
You know this like an electrician knows that, like, plastic would not be a conductor. Like,
But somehow it's doing it.
But yet it's doing it. Like, yeah.
This is nonsense.
Yes, obviously, yes. But I mean, what kind of
No,
nonsense
in
is
the
it?
nonsense that there's no way this should be working, or if it is working, it should have destroyed itself shortly after activating.
So it's mysterious. It's unknown.
It's impossible, is what it is.
I'm gonna throw a rock at it.
Don't throw a rock at it.
I'm gonna throw a rock at it.
Don't throw a rock at it.
I throw a
You
rock
throw a
at it.
rock at it.
I throw a rock at it.
It goes through?
Mhm.
Ooh. Wait,
All this tells us is that stop it. It may
Put my
not.
sword in just a bit and pull it back. Is it melted off?
No. Well,
Okay,
Comes back.
this only tells us it doesn't affect inorganic things, at least perceive.
All right, put your hand in there.
No,
We're doing
I'll put your hand in
We're
there.
doing science.
you put your hand in there, Beaver Man.
You know what? Level my sword.
This isn't over.
Be you brave men, follow me. I'm going
Okay.
through as well. Yeah.
are you both going through together?
Yeah. Shit.
I'm just waiting for the explosion.
I had the idea first, and he's just.
Are you guys staying outside?
No, I follow.
I'm waiting until they're.
It's in my two-handed
Can
guard.
I actually see through? Or
No. You see them go through? They're through?
oh Jesus!
All right. So Aaron's outside.
in this universe?
I have no idea.
Are you going through or not?
Yes, I am. So that's
Okay.
my uncle.
We'll get there.
And dogs.
That's just his
So
name,
you pop through all together, just and so you come into a cave very similar. You don't see any vines on the outside of yours. The seam of coal is on the same side, though, which is very odd because it's as if you've entered from the same direction. It's a mirror, like the rock face is the same. You see a very skinny woman sitting on a stool, just sort of, drawing something with her toes. And as you see, it's because she does not have arms. You see the stone you threw has candles around it and a series of markings.
Is this your motion, witch?
Hey.
Hello.
You understand me?
Yes.
Awesome.
Who are you?
You're not there yet.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was right there.
Time dilation.
Okay, the time, but yeah. So
You're not there.
How long? Wait, why did you put candles around? How did you put candles
That
around
was
this
pretty
so
fast.
quickly?
The stone has been here for many months.
Oh, we made a mistake. We made a mistake. Oh, fuck.
Sheath the sword. Greetings, madam. I am Maximilian Klingzer, Lord Commander of the Hunting Pack.
Yes, and this will be Castor. And is it Klingsher?
I'm Klingzer.
Oh, you are Klingsher, the one with the great sword, then the Scarl?
Yes.
I have heard of you, yes.
Really?
Where is the wizard?
He was just right behind us.
How?
Oh, we have much time then.
How will you have heard of us then?
Our friends that they kidnapped, the hunting pack.
They have
We've had time to speak.
Yes, they are freed as best we can, and we have kept them for you as best we can. We have limited means.
What is your purpose in this world?
I am the overseer,
Yeah, you're going to have to explain a lot of things to us.
Yes, come with me.
We could do some walking and talking.
Yeah.
That is very informative.
So she sort of, in a way that just boggles your mind, adeptly takes her toe and puts what appears to be a sort of pencil into part of a pocket sewn into her skirt before she stands up, where her arms have clearly been amputated at the shoulder.
I periodically leave a little arrow with my toe so that our fellow can follow us whenever he comes through.
So she sends you walking, and you leave the sort of area. You see above you too many moons.
How many is that?
3 of them.
How many do we have normally?
1?
Yeah, that's too many.
I have waited long for you. It has been a while since the revolution. But
There's been a revolution.
Who was overthrown?
yes, do you have? Is there something in your land where where people are stolen?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why that's what happened. The hunting pack was attacked by slavers, and we chased after them into this cave. Into
Yes.
here.
Do you know of Nagalisitu?
I know.
Too many years have passed.
Is that a shale thing that turns water into
That
ice?
sounds like something Dweenar would know.
I wish your sorcerer was here. This might be easier to explain to him.
Yeah.
9 months later.
There are certain problems that that it takes a magically minded person to understand. Your world's magic is a remainder, a leftover in an equation that made this place. And if you see, and she gestures to the other side of the cave, you see just the most baroque, insane architecture of a city rising from mountains that look like knives, just like spires off of other spires at diagonal angles, piercing the different moons, like moving like gyroscopes, like constellationally making these stars that are all in the wrong place. And this is the night city of Nagalisitu, yes.
Look at that. There's no buttressing. They don't have buttressing on there. Where's the flying buttresses? I don't see them. How can you make a tower that tall without buttressing?
Maybe it points and sticks in the sky.
Architecture, yes, I know some of this.
Yeah.
You are our buttress.
Well, thank you.
The immortals, masters of Nagalisitu, before your people had ever scratched up from the dust, had mastered the arts of sorcery, and sought to remove themselves to a plane where their sorcerer would be more powerful and they could elongate their lives eternally. But as they had disdain for those that were not powerful enough to do so, they brought men to serve them and transported their city here, where they could do their magic unimpeded by humanity and fueled by humanity. As you are aware of the laws of equivalent exchange of mass and energy, the energy in this place comes from your place. It is a world powered by your world to hold us together in a dimension where the masters would live forever.
Oh, so you're like this world's like a leech, just hanging off the skin of our world.
It is, yes.
Okay.
If in this metaphor, I am blood.
Oh, okay. Well,
the masters found certain things beneath them. Farming, building, speaking to each other after a certain
General
turn.
hygiene.
I kind of agree with
Moving themselves. They grew quite leisurely in the years and would occasionally send parties of the youngest amongst them, the mere eons old, to reeve from amongst you breeding stock. This was periodic, as the years would change us in this darkened place. And before we became too mutated to be of service, they would go and retrieve more, because your line seemed to stay stable throughout the years, and breed up new populations of slaves.
Oh. That's bad.
It is. But we have solved the leech problem, and you go to what it goes to a gate, and you're walking up the city, and you see the largest crucifixes you've ever seen, and the big, tall people strewn upon them, rotting, and they've been there for months, if not years. Skeletal, weird shapes where they have been strung up in the sky.
We killed a couple of those.
Yes, very good.
Yeah, they're pretty easy to kill, actually.
I had a harder time.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So
I understand vengeance.
you see, we are the chattel of the masters. They use us to fuel their blood magic. They use us to delight themselves. They use us for labor, and all of us have been born here. Your people, gone mere moments for you, I'm sure, have been here years. And we have done our best to take care of them as best we can. But you must understand, we share no tongue. I would not be able to speak with you were not for your friends. The Aussie, he taught me to speak, and your Tongan. We know nothing of your world anymore. We are generations removed from it. We are not allowed to speak tongues to each other, which made the rebellion very difficult to organize on my part, if I must say.
Well, you did a great job.
Yes.
You would.
So you see, you walk into the city proper. Did you bring your dogs with you?
I'm going to say they probably came through at some point. So.
Okay. If the dogs went through with you, well, I'll say the first dog went through with you. The other pack came in later.
All right.
They didn't show up while you were waiting there.
All right.
But the one dog was right on your side, and so you're walking through, and you see what is essentially the saddest people you've ever seen in your life. Just emaciated, scarred, backs, just entire, like, cadres of lash wounds. And they're basically, with what few tools they can find, which is basically parts of the other houses, tearing down everything. As you walk through the gates of the city, you see this path of destruction that they've just been working outwards, destroying obsidian stone through, like, just hacking away, just destroying the city bit by bit. But they all can't help but pause when they see your dog and freak out in terrified fashion.
I call Mitzi
speaking
because
tongues.
it probably affects her.
Yeah. Yes. I was told by Carmen that yes, this creature would be. They think it's another abomination from the outer plane.
I pet the.
Oh no, Squeaky! What happened to Squeaky?
Oh God. He has developed into a full-fledged species now. I pet Mitzi and make sure the dog looks calm and happy.
Yes, I've been warned. They just keep it from going near. They're very afraid.
I keep Mitzi at heel.
They think it to be one of the leech cats.
They look very different.
Oh, the flying vipers or any of... See, they experimented with genetics. They liked us as a servitor race, but they wanted... Some of them had biological phases in which they would experiment, and there is an outer perimeter of Nagalisitu where they dump these things that they are quite troublesome. So she's taking you up steps to a massive castle, and as you walk through, you just see people ripping in. Just if you could have hate as you tear down a window, like just tearing into the city. And she is going towards what appears to be just this Baroque throne.
It's vengeance. It fills my heart with gladness. I'm happy to see this. These people, I can understand.
So she goes to the throne room and just sort of sits down where you're at and says, "Please sit." And you're on the floor. You're not on the throne.
Yeah.
She's very carefully not sitting in it.
No one's sitting on the throne?
No.
Okay. So they were led by one sorcerer person?
Originally, yes. That's how Nagalisitu seceded from your reality. But when you're immortal, you see, the gains that must divert you grow increasingly baroque.
Yeah.
The Nagalisitu, by the end, was not governed by any central power, or governed at all, really. It was just a series of immortal masters and their houses and their servants, and whatever decadent perversions they saw fit. Mine lost his eyes in what would be considered by you a game of chance, where you bet. What is it called? What did Ozzy call it? The stones that you use to get things?
Dice?
Money.
Yes, a thing for money. He lost his eyes in what would be money betting, but he wished to study his lore still, and so he permitted the cardinal sin of Nagalisitu, the one taboo one could not permit, but along a long knife there is no such thing as taboo. And so that I might be his eyes, he spoke to me, he had me read.
So you read aloud to him.
Yes. That's why he removed my arms, so that I could not turn the pages myself.
Oh. And that's how you got the idea to rebel.
Yes, I learned to speak without tongues, so that we could speak even though we had no shared language. And I learned the different spells. I never learned how they plan to cull us. There is a technique called blood cutting. And I believe that's what they were attempting to do when they rounded up your people. They needed new breeding stock.
Well, we were all warriors, so, we...
I'm sure they took you because you were closest. Things had gotten bad by then. They attempted to blood cut us, but another taboo is to breed amongst the slaves, one of which all of the masters broke. So eventually it became clear that they could not cut our heredity, and the revolution took its place.
Oh, okay. So do you all want to go to our world? Is that it? Or
this is the question I have waited so long to talk to you for.
Yeah.
If you see on my side, she shows you this horrific looking brand that looks not unlike though you do not have the vagaries of sorcery to necessarily know all of it.
I have 4 dice in it.
I can give it a shot.
Yeah. I have a statistical chance. I had a chance.
It looks a little like that thing you saw on the shale.
Yeah.
And you've seen it on everyone now that you see.
Okay.
Have you walked through?
Yeah.
This is the brand. It means that none of us may pass through the gate.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you're stuck here.
Yes, and I'm very sorry to say, so are your companions.
Oh, they got branded too.
We were not able to get to them before.
Yeah, they got branded. Ooh. So we're kind of invested in this. So what do you need us to do to help you?
Yes. So you see, I do not know very much about your world, but I understand that it has some hardships, but it has been the general opinion of people such as Lily, Ide, that it is not as bad as here. My people do not know how to speak to each other. We were not allowed to talk with language. We share no tribe. None of us can remember your world. We were all born into servitude in Nagalisitu. I have them tearing down the city because I do not know what else to have them do, and I do not wish anyone to know what I know and become new masters. But we are doomed here. We knew how to farm, but only with the arcane corruptions that the masters put in the soil. We know how to build, but only to their specifications. And as you can see, as they grew older, their specifications grew more and more decadent and insane and extravagant. We do not know the difference between their utility and their practicality. I can figure out what I can from the books, but I cannot. I fear to teach anyone else to read them.
Madam, might we have a moment to confer amongst ourselves just for a second here? We have a very heavy consideration. I fear we would also like to wait for our friend to arrive.
Surely, all is not lost. Yes, I will wait. I understand.
Very good.
How close behind was he?
Right behind us.
Oh, an hour or so, no more. We
Okay.
should have to wait.
Very good.
All right. I will bring you food. We will bring you food.
That would be wonderful.
So you can't farm any more food right now?
We think we know.
Okay, so maybe that's the first priority is to make sure.
Well, you wanted to wait for your friend. That's fine.
Yeah,
You may
yeah.
wait for your
But,
When she's off getting food. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Here's the deal.
okay.
I have an idea.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, me too.
This is an enormous...
Great army.
No. It's better than that. You're an engineer. You can teach them how to build better buildings.
Yeah, I
At least
can
basic
teach them
things.
to build with buttresses. It will be fine. Like it's
Fine,
it's
buttresses,
a good,
whatever.
pure-hearted architect.
Listen.
Not this decadent, pervy architect.
Suppose for a second we could get
Non-Euclidean.
masterful craftsmen to build a colony here with some farmers. Teach them how to craft decent, regular goods. We could get them to produce things at a fraction of a time.
You want to make this into a sweatshop?
What's a sweatshop?
It's where you sweat in a shop.
You mean a production facility?
What's that?
Anyhow, the point is, if we get everybody working as craftspeople, we can then build them up and get them more supplies so they can build a better place, lift themselves up, and maybe it would
The
actually
first
be good to
thing
put
we
our
should
name
do
on.
is
No,
teach
no,
them how
you-
to get food.
God, these people, they're damaged. They've been burned by this lifestyle. We have to channel that. That energy is perfect. We can take this.
They can't leave.
We can. But as soon as Dwinar gets here, he can figure it out.
Speaking of Dwinar, you arrive in an empty cave.
Hello?
I left an arrow.
Chewie.
There's candles around a rock.
Yeah, the candles have burned down.
But the candles are still there.
Yeah. It's the rock that was thrown by
You
Klingsher.
can't even be bothered to just... Okay, fine. Just take out like a...
You do
quilt.
see an arrow painted in the dirt.
Okay. All right, so I don't have to do a spell. Although I do take one of these candles and pocket it, because...
You also see a stool around a series of arcane symbols drawn in the dirt as well.
Sorcery. I'll say.
Yeah.
If those make any more sense to me. Yep. Let's see. 2 force.
It's the most arcane, complex Vives you've ever seen. Were you to take this patch of dirt back to Eurodesia, it would be the study of ages, the work of alchemists that would be known in the guilds forever.
I'm sitting down with the scroll and just...
You have no idea what it means. But
I don't care. Just this is finding a Rosetta Stone in the middle of
Aaron's got
the
iron.
dirt. So I will copy that down before I do that. I will also take all of the other candles that are around, and since I would like another one, just charge right now. I'll at least take one, carve a Vive into it, and start light it as I go through to see if I can get some of the thermal energy stored up.
So you hear a bell outside the cave?
Just quietly
Tiny
walk.
bell. Ding.
I'll quietly walk up. I have no sneak, but just kind of go around the corner. What do I see at the entrance of the cave?
You see 4 men that look like they're made of vine and just leather, just the 0% body fat, just bald. Strangely, you cannot place what country they are from. They all have their heads in the dirt and their lips into the dirt, down, bowed before you. And one of them, presses with a hand a small bell at the front of a golden palanquin.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
They bury their faces deeper into
Whoa.
the dirt
Oh, no, you don't,
as you speak.
you don't have to do it. You may rise. That's not necessary.
I can't see you, Aaron. It just won't work.
Just kind of walk. Do you want me? I guess you're wanting me in the palanquin, right?
They gesture,
Okay.
hands and eyes in the dirt, shaking.
The one who's doing who's gesturing. You are given permission to speak. Don't.
Please, master.
Okay, Okay. You don't have to say that. Just do you know where my friends are? The people who came here before me. Okay, all right.
He's got a higher plead rating than you do.
He's right on
You got a master die.
All right. I'm getting in. I'm assuming you're gonna take me to my friends, right? Okay. Thank you. Go. I guess.
All right. You get in the palanquin. They load you up on their shoulders, and they just start sprinting. But you are not jostled.
What?
They have trained their whole lives to do. They are at the most daunting lockstep dead run you've ever seen up a hill. They're also making sure not to breathe too loudly. It's daunting.
This is a bad CrossFit program.
So
Look how ripped they are. It's an excellent CrossFit program.
That does it to your mind, though.
Wow.
So you are in the courtly, sitting on the floor. People come and bring you food. And they're walking towards you until the overseer hisses at them, basically in a language you've never heard before, but except for the people outside of the gate, just and they just freeze, and just a tongue click and a gesture with their head, and they put it to the floor. And she walks over to the dishes and sits and gestures for you. It's on the other side of the royal palace. Like, you're going to have to walk like a couple football fields to go get this food. But she's not bringing it to you.
Okay.
Fine by me. As we walk, now, Landon, I see. You're looking at an army, aren't you? You're thinking about an army. Listen, these people.
Your Dojin wars are raging. The countries are shattered. Now is the time.
What are you going to feed them? Look at these people. They're emaciated.
We will live off the land, as we've always done, brother.
But what land? Look at this place. It's a hole.
This land.
It's almost as
We know
bad
it's
as
coming.
that freaking.
We know we'll be here. We will crack that gate, and we will march forward.
Listen, we got to build them up
Shield
first.
and spear locked.
Build them up first.
Yes! Build them up! Make them a family. And lead them forward. Channel all of this
Through
vengeance and
industry,
hatred.
then
No.
build the army.
No.
What if they became weaponsmiths? We'll
They will
compromise.
tear themselves apart. You have to channel this now before it burns
They
out.
did
The
look
flame,
pretty angry.
The flame will burn
They're
out.
pissed off,
and there will
but-
be nothing left of these people, and you will see they will eat each other.
All right, so you sit down to your meal.
Yeah.
The bread tastes like and feels like it might have been made partially of sawdust. There is some sort of meat dish that's a rat that has compound eyes, which is odd.
I flick it out
The
with a
overseer very quickly goes for that on her dish, as it used to be a delicacy,
Protein.
and sort of gestures to you. It's like, eat, please. It's the best we have.
We have literally eaten worse. And I just take a huge haul out of it.
a bit sparingly.
Is this bread always taste like this? Or is this like?
No, we brought the best for the guests.
Oh, okay.
Who all is in the room outside of us? There's the overseer. There's our speaker. Who
No,
else?
you are alone in what is a marble coliseum, basically, surrounding an enormous throne.
So no other servants.
The place has been kept largely empty, yes.
I'll eat a bit sparingly. Sets him aside. I have a plan. All right.
Wait, can you tell us the plan? Is that?
I'll show you.
Oh, that maybe.
All right, so you hear running from the outside. And so
Hands on
the
weapons.
doors creak open, and you see as your meals come, Dweener come in on a golden palanquin carried by sweaty, exhausted men. And then you see the overseer see this and just hiss a word in her language before the palanquin goes flying off with Dwyer in it along with the men. So roll dodge, Dwyer.
Lena, dodge.
Oh, this is going to be bad.
You have a dodge rating.
Of 1.
So 2 total.
Yeah. Somebody might get hoarse. Keep laughing. No.
Nah.
All right, let's see where you take the damage at.
That's 2.
Take 2 damage to hit location 2
Good leg.
as you eat it on the floor, and all of the men go flying around. The palanquin. You see the overseer stand up, sort of cross-legged from as she's gotten used to. She hisses something else, and you see the palanquin just sort of and just crushed flat. Just now a golden disc on the floor. And she's just angrily hissing at them. They're just scraping and crawling away.
I'm gonna stand.
She's kicking them and telling them to leave.
Look at it.
I'm here, guys!
I'm going to turn and try to calm the overseer.
Come forward. We need your great knowledge.
I have a thing I'm going to do.
She
so.
threw me from a freaking pelican.
It's all right.
Where are we?
Dweena. No time to explain.
Actually,
We need you to translate everything. Now,
Okay.
we're stuck out of time and space in another world, Dweena.
The
So it's
overseer
that easy then.
just sort
Yes.
of breathes heavily.
Well, I don't know.
I'm going to...
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. They are simple. They did not understand. There is no word for important person other than master. They should have known better, but that's all they know. I apologize. Are you okay? I am very sorry, but I must be firm with them.
I would prefer just, a stern talking to in the future, but
Let's not do that for the moment.
I
We
think
were not spoken to by the masters. This is the only communication they had.
Okay.
Do you mind bringing?
Yeah, there's
me
a
up
lot
to
to take in here,
speed?
Dweena.
Okay, so here's the deal. Let's do one thing. Overseer, do you have a proper title outside of simply overseer? A name, something I can call you by?
We were not given names.
Would you like one?
No.
Okay. You'll simply be overseer then.
It's not a title I yearn for, but it's the closest we have in your language,
Let's
I believe.
say liaison. You are now liaison.
Whatever you wish. I have no need of a name. I am here to serve, but we are here to serve each other because that is the way of things.
Yes.
Do you have sort of underlings who are not the bottom? Are there those who serve a purpose similar to yours?
I do not know what you speak of.
Well,
So,
as
we
in,
lead an army. He commands from the front. He tells me. I tell many other men. Is there someone who has that as
This
equivalent
is
of
what
me?
we need. Yes,
Yes.
this is what we need.
so do you have anybody that is of a position above the bottom but beneath yourself?
No.
Are there those you would recommend for such a position who could administrate and report to you, or must
No.
you always oversee everything yourself?
You know the word delegation?
That's what I'm trying to explain.
Slavery, yes.
No.
Guys.
Okay.
I have this idea.
It's hard for me to say you're wrong. But there is.
All right. Essentially, I'm trying to get her to.
Wait, Dweena, first off, they have runes carved on them that prevent them from leaving this.
I told him. Yeah.
So
We must crack this.
okay, so just to kind of bring this up, there's a time dilation effect.
Yeah.
This seems to be
Quite.
a bubble reality of some sort.
Yeah.
It was a world created by some great magical beings for their own playhouse, and they've been dragging people here to interbreed and create their own monstrosities. To
Great.
Yes,
just
quite.
just great.
they've
So-
been successfully overthrown. Did you notice the corpses? The corpses, Dweena. They are all
The
dead.
crucified ones.
Yeah,
He probably killed the last
I'm
ones.
gonna be honest. I didn't really see a lot out because of the giant golden blur that carried me in here before I was thrown across the room, and then my memory gets a bit fuzzy. So
Listen. I do not know much of the history of your world, but the history of Nagalisitu goes for eons.
that name.
But I will say this. My people will not survive. We share not a common tongue. We do not possess the skills that the masters did not allow us to know. We have done the best to glean what we can from each other, but we have no shared language. We have no shared culture. We have nothing of what you call families, units of people
Well,
that
that-
you breed and then you stay with them.
that is where we start. We must build this culture. We must unify.
Yes, you
One
understand.
language.
Yes, you must.
Yes,
Yes.
we must.
But
Agriculture, maybe first.
hold
I
on.
was shooting for.
Hold on.
Honestly,
We will not go back. This is not the first revolution Nagalisitu has known. The masters are of generations. we will be the first to be truly free. When you come back here, there will be nothing left. There will be no city. No one will remember who I am. There will be no one who knows Nagalisitu if we survive. We will be scattered tribes with no culture, scarred by our eons of abuse. We cannot survive this way, but we cannot leave. We need you to bring things to us that we cannot have ourselves.
Okay.
But I need you, as you are the only four that are not branded. Without you, Nagalisitu will be a mass grave.
Okay.
I'm with you. But
May I take a look at the at the verb that you have the brand?
Yes, you can see it.
All right, thank you. So just writing that down, sorcery, to see if it makes any sense to me. It'll probably.
Oh yeah.
Do not pass go.
kill switch?
Yeah. So that was a 6. So I had 2 6s and 2 9s.
All right, so you recognize the symbol for planet again. This is a different one. So not your planet. You've never seen that one again, but the grammar's the same as like large entity. You also recognize the symbol for orbit. So you realize that this is literally a chain, like a literal chain. There's also sub-grammars in the larger declension for bloodline. So you also realize that if she has kids, they get born with the brand.
It's oh god.
Wow.
Once you have it, you're here forever.
It's passed on generationally. It can't be removed, can it?
Nope.
So we have to make sure they can sustain themselves before we set foot back out there, which is what I was shooting for: self-sustenance, minimal training, what we can muster, and we establish goodwill.
I have a plan. We will all die if that is what it takes to be free. This is what we agreed before we began. But I have a plan. We knew, I anticipated they would try and cut the bloodlines, and I knew they would seek others, and I knew that it would be sloppy. They had not ventured into your world for many a millennia, and I hoped someone like you would come. And I was told by Ayade that Scarl would come. She remains.
Where is she?
We will let you see her when we have finished speaking.
I thank you.
But you must be the shepherds of our culture. I cannot live that long, or if I can, but I do not wish to. I know the sorcery of the masters. I was forced to learn it. I will wield it one last time to ensure that the project is complete. But you must bring people here that will help us become one nation. Because now that the masters are dead, the seal will not last forever. We will return to where we came from.
Okay. So after a certain number of generations here, like, they'll be able to return.
Nagalisitu came from your world. Its mountains are from your mountains somehow?
Yeah, that was when the whole...
It'll just tell. That's why there's a bog.
This area that will return. That's where it was from.
Okay.
Without their magic to sustain it, we will arrive at your world. I do not wish for my people to be slaves ever again, even to each other. We need to be a nation before we arrive.
Precisely.
Here you have time. You do not have time out there.
Because of the time dilation.
It must be quick.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a transpose that we can do with this. So something in... That's like where we can go. You said that you can't grow anything here. Is that correct?
Well, they think they can, but...
They have to learn.
Yeah.
Like I said, so to reestablish...
They need knowledge. We have to teach. We have to start with teaching.
So here is what I can do. We have a certain amount of magical energy left that we might use using the spells of the old masters. I may preserve your loved ones. They will sleep. They will know the hard years that we've had waiting for you to arrive. But besides that, they will be here and ready for you when you return. No matter how many generations pass here, they will be whole and new when Nagalisitu returns to your world. But I also have other powers that I could use to aid your effect. I could give you the gift of tongues, which is what I have used to learn yours. It may be important when you return, as we may not be speaking the same tongue as you when you come back. I can give you the chain of ages, so you may monitor us where we are as we develop while you were away. I could give you I could bolster the barrier around us so that Nagalisitu's border might spread into the jungles of the experiments. The border is all that keeps us safe from the depraved creatures that the masters made, but I could grow it and help us here. I could return the sun again. The sun could return.
That seems like that would be a...
It is in the books. I've never seen it, but I'm told it is good for growing things, typically. I could do that. Or I could ascend someone.
Okay, can you explain that one, please?
Become like one of the masters.
We make a new master. They would remember you as you arrived.
Can we have a moment to discuss this?
Yes, it is very important. I understand.
Okay. So here's the deal. We need to be on the same page.
She sort of goes away and starts bowing and then, like, catches herself. Just, like, angrily starts screaming at herself and whispers as she walks away, just really fucked up in the head.
To produce an army here,
Yeah.
you have to be people that are unbranded.
Yes.
Now, I say, here's my idea. The sun thing sounds like the obvious answer. Because we can get them
They
farming.
need sustenance.
We would have to bring in all the seeds.
Shouldn't be a problem.
We'd have to be
The
very
hunting pack still stands ready for our orders
We
outside.
would have to be very quick about acquiring this, and the closest place nearby is that asshole shithole on the cliffs. All right.
You don't understand. I would love to.
Wait, no, we can just we could betray our employer.
So I'm just saying.
That's it. We're gonna go up there and friggin' we're gonna burn their house down.
I might be
Steal
able
their
to
shit.
produce that's like seeds from that's like the correct type of plants, but that's like
yeah,
I have a few other possible ideas. The
Your
problem
magic's
is-
better used elsewhere.
Yeah.
We can just go and take.
One day,
That's what we are. We're
back in the real
mercenaries.
world, it's like generations there.
So here's the issue. The ascension thing is also a possibility, but we have to have a control mechanism on them, which is entirely bad. Expansion. Now this sounds bad right off, but if I taught them the ways to train wild animals, we could have an entire army of trained hell beasts to unleash on people.
Leech cats.
Leech cats and flying
Flying
vipers
vipers?
and
Well,
whatever
and
the
that-
fuck else they had.
And that
I
does
mean,
bring up an option if it expands out further, then they have areas that are.
All right, you want me to explain the
farmable
mechanics of this?
Yeah,
basically.
All right. So as you're debating, she sees you need help, so she comes back. That's what she said. In my readings of the old world, what little text of this still remains, it is my understanding that you worship things other than masters,
Yeah.
things that you cannot see,
some do.
masters
Yes.
that exist in the sky or the earth,
Yes.
that cannot actually that their orders are matters of debate and
quite.
and matters of discussion. Correct.
Yes.
This sounds very good. This sounds like something to maintain order, like destroying the city, even when there is no city to destroy. So if you could bring us that, we would very much appreciate it. We need to defend ourselves. If the border ever fails, we will be consumed by whatever mutated creatures breed out there in the dark. So the fighting with the masters was mainly stabbings in the bed and poisonings. And the corruption of arcane rituals. We need something perhaps more direct. So anyone that could teach us these ways, like I understand that you practice, that would be helpful.
Yes.
We need to learn to read something other than the tongue of the masters. So reading and writing and numbers. I know that. I was liberated by my ability, and had I not had all the books burned upon winning the revolution, I would wish to share that with my people if it was knowledge that was not profane and meant to enslave others. And so that would be good. And then I'm very intrigued by this money you talk about, these stones that you use to convey things. They seem very useful.
Yeah, there's some downsides for that, though.
Oh,
I think we should start with
this would also be very important, as now we typically determine the distribution of resources by fighting.
Perhaps how do you produce food currently?
There are the loam fields. They have a feeding time and a growing time. They are in consumption now. We do not go there now.
I see.
Is that going to be enough to feed all your people?
They were fed in the last season. The old were sent in, but there will be a crop.
But after that, you're kind of out of food.
Well, unless we send more in.
Yeah, you don't want to do that, though.
So,
I'm told the sun is like a sacrifice that lasts forever
Yeah.
Yes.
from the sky.
Yes.
Marvelous, these technologies.
It's
you have.
really bright, though.
Really? Oh, okay.
You don't want to look at it for
It
too long.
will grant you health, but if you're in it too long, it will grant you death.
Mm.
You understand?
Well, the loam fields grant no health, so yes, that's good.
So, yeah, there's an
So at
upside.
least there's a trade-off here.
It's an improvement over...
All right, so here's what she's saying.
Yeah.
And you cannot do this, or this is your life. Your life is spent in here teaching these people these things.
Right.
You need to bring them economics. You need to bring them education. You need to bring them religion, and you need to bring them military might of some sort. The order in which you do that is going to entirely shape their society. So if you bring in one first, by the time you bring back in the second, you better be ready for that to have grown for the tune of a couple hundred years. So you're never coming back to Nagalisitu as it is.
Right.
Whatever you leave here is going to shape the culture entirely until you try and install something else. There's also going to be a sixth quality that I'm adding to the game called history. That is the ability of the Nagalisitites to remember you. You will either be lost to history when you show up with a history of 0, and there'll just be some alien invading assholes with a bunch of people for them to go with, and they'll have no idea what's going on. Or if you're at a 6, you're the God Kings, the immortal stewards of the people that arrive forever unchanged, untouched by time, to lead them back to the new world. But that also depends on what you pick. The main thing is you can pick what you're bringing in. You have no way of knowing and no role I'm going to let you make as to what comes out. You just got to deal with whatever you made.
So economics, religion, military, what else?
Education.
I set it up here. So A is economics, B is education, C is religion, and D is military, right?
Yeah.
So DA is entirely different from AD.
Yeah.
It depends on the order. And that's completely different from CD. Religion military is very different from economics than religion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it grows as you get in. You have an increasingly wide division of societies that you're going to come back into.
Well, thanks for freezing us immediately as we're trying to plan out a mist age.
I'm just saying.
Okay, so again,
So she explains this. So she says, I will say can I try the money? I'm very excited for it. It seems much more efficient than fighting. Can I try and you tell me if I'm right?
which one of these would be production? Would be economics?
Sure. What did you want to try?
There is money to fuel the magic.
Uh-huh.
There is the amount of money to fuel the magic
Uh-huh.
that we can do. And so if you want to ascend someone, you can, it costs the 2 stones, and she kicks 2 stones forward. But if you want to preserve someone, it costs the 1 stones. And if you want the gifts, they each cost 2 stones. It will be 2 stones to return the sun. I could also provide you 2 stones if you degrade the bubble. I do not know what that will do, but
How many stones do we start out with?
I currently have 6 stones to give you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So ascend someone is 2. Preserve someone is 1. Gift of tongues is 2. Chain of ages is 2.
So that would still be 4 to preserve all of our friends.
Yeah.
What's the sun worth?
2.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're
Our
preservation.
friends in the sun would be 6.
Yeah.
That would tap us out.
Yeah. Bolster the barrier. Degrade the pocket. Or sacrifice. What kind of sacrifice?
It will give you more stones.
Yeah, but what are we sacrificing?
What is always sacrifice? What do you sacrifice at home?
We don't sacrifice.
Oh, it's slaves that are sacrificed.
Oh,
Blood
okay.
rage.
Yeah, we're gonna avoid that one.
Yeah, we'll avoid that.
We would willingly do it if it would save the people of the future.
Yeah, no, I understand that. That's
We'll table that as a maybe if absolutely necessary, but probably not.
I mean, we have enough for 6 stones now.
Yeah, for 6 stones right now. So definitely return the sun. I would say I will give up Ozzy and Squeaky because
And Squeaky.
yeah, well, I mean, Squeaky. Let's be fair. I did a beaver survive? Do you know what a beaver is?
Was that your flat-tailed friend?
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I tried so hard to speak its tongue, but it died.
He knew what he was getting into when he signed up for this. He was always reckless. Wow. And yeah, so I'll give up Ozzy because Ozzy has kind of a death wish too.
Wow.
So that's my 1 point. You guys can contribute. To that.
What are we away from buying?
Well, I say we all definitely get Return the Sun.
Yeah.
So you're down to 4 points.
Yeah, that's down to 4 points. Preserving one person is one of your NPCs is 1 point. A gift, everything else is 2 points though. So one other person would have to.
So if you preserve an NPC, they go to sleep. They don't perceive time passing.
Yeah.
You can rescue them normally. If you ascend someone, they're alive forever. They feel every second you're gone.
And how much is that? 2 points for the ascension or the 1?
Ascending is 2.
Yeah.
So whom would we ascend? I guess one of the people we know already, or
Ascending someone would help with the history.
yeah.
Preserving someone is actually saving them.
So
Well, I mean, if they really love you,
Yeah.
like really love you,
It would guarantee.
you don't know how bad the time dilation is.
Also,
You have no way of. Also, you're not really sure what time dilation is because you're from a feudal country, feudal nation. Like, this is really fucking weird to you.
Would I have kind of minor the possibility?
This is like an object of serious study. You have no experimental knowledge.
Okay, just it's theory.
You have no idea how long you were gone.
all right.
No one got out a fucking hourglass. They don't know the time that you went back. Like, yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter if I preserve them or not, unless one other person chooses to not preserve their.
If I choose not to preserve,
Then that gives us 2 points.
then we could ascend somebody. Do you think?
Well, a gift of tongues, chain of ages, bolster the barrier. Those are the.
Like, gift of tongues means we can always talk to them now.
Gift of tongues means you can talk to anybody.
Ooh.
which is nice. Although the chain of ages too, it was nice because that would allow us to
You can check in.
monitor.
Yeah, but if we can always monitor them, where's the fun in that?
Keep in mind,
This is a literal civilization.
keep in mind, your monitoring's not going to be too detailed because whatever monitoring you do is going to be on super ×5 fast forward.
And like a pinhole. I mean, come on, man. And that's no fun. I want to be surprised. So what else we got? Chain of ages, bolster the barrier. Well, so we're definitely returning the sun. I don't know about the pocket. So let's. I'm kind of feeling.
At least to see where the nuke's going to fly. So
I'm kind of feeling a send to somebody, but whom?
He did.
I-
Sweet.
I can ask Carmen.
Fine.
I will say if you ascend someone, your history can never go beneath 1.
See, that's good.
Someone
Now,
always remembers you.
And they might not remember us fondly all the time, but...
Well, and I could say...
Oh, no, they're going to get weird.
The reason I would say at least with
They're gonna
Carmen
get
is that given her
real-
You
apothecary...
could ascend the overseer. You could ascend a random slave.
Turn into a fucking
They're-
supreme now.
Well, no, it's
She
not
doesn't
apothecary,
want
but that
to
means
ascend,
that she
though.
could heal people and she could actually
She
use
does
that
not,
knowledge of the
but she
local
will.
herbs.
I know.
Her life is a whole lot of not wanting to do stuff.
I know.
Medicate me for
I
5
know.
seconds, like that's.
But
not
she might
going to
turn.
happen.
She might go
You know
full
what Taylor's
turds or
gonna do
something.
with it.
I'll let you debate.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily.
All right.
So let's lay this out. Whoever
So,
chooses...
return the sun, ascend 1 person, and then what else? Save 2 people.
I guess so.
So one of us 3 has to choose our loved one to ascend, so the other 2 can keep theirs. And so let's review our loved ones. Lily was just kind of a camp follower. You know, she's really cool and all.
Yeah.
I mean, but the question is, if it becomes her, is she somebody we can trust to ascend?
See,
That's the problem.
Aida, I would say similar, but I feel the loyalty is there
Yeah.
because of the protection.
So she might be a better candidate, unfortunately.
yeah,
Well,
and the sweetness factor, which of course, again, metagaming for 5 seconds, Caleb's going to corrupt the fuck out of. But
Oh yeah, no matter what.
she's a camp follower, she's a up jump,
So the question is, okay, so Carmen,
thanks.
how do you define Carmen?
well, first on there, she rescued me at a lowest point when she really had no other reason other than just good friend. But also, I'm going to argue the apothecaric knowledge will allow her to at least keep the masses healed, or at least press on that knowledge to everybody else, so that could be a bolster to education.
yes, but
Yes, the source
Give
of
it, but
supreme
take
knowledge.
it away every time.
yes, but
So, I will, Inker. Well, I mean, I suppose we could just wander into the room where they are and say, "Who wants to live forever?" or something. I mean, I don't think that's going to go over very well. Now, do you?
it's not going to go
be
well
terrible.
at all.
Well, that's like I would bring it up as a choice, nothing we force.
Now we could let them decide. We can decide for them. Deciding for them feels really awful. But at the same time, we're asking for a volunteer, and that doesn't always work very well, as us military men know. So,
Well, then we're still going to tell them. I'm not going to make that decision on them.
so we need to figure out how we're going to broach this topic.
There's one other thing I considered. One of the other options to gain stones is to sacrifice part of the population. We might want to do that in order to bolster the barrier, because if we don't bolster the barrier, that might cause more fatalities, more damage than what the sacrifice would have done.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. It's that bastard choice from fucking Fable 3, but yeah.
So I would recommend doing that, because it feels like if we don't bolster the barrier, those monsters are going to cause more damage than if we had sacrificed.
So much like to tame some of them, though.
Yeah, well,
Right,
bolstering a barrier, we're just
Isn't going to cut that down. Yeah.
So we need to figure out how to broach these topics in a proper way. We need to figure out how to make sure that somebody's.
So
willing
I'm
to
fine with
volunteer.
ascending whoever. Ozzy definitely should not have. He's
Fuck you, Ozzy. All right.
a little bit.
You want the God Squirrel.
He let Squeaky die. I'm just gonna say it.
Poor Squeaky.
Exactly.
Probably wound up.
He
on
was the
some-
best of us.
Probably wound up on some overseer's plate.
Yep. Don't say that. So I vote return the sun, sacrifice, bolster the barrier, 2 people preserve, and then one ascend.
So we have to figure out how to determine who
So yeah,
ascends.
you all.
So what are you doing?
So
I agree with that plan.
The
return the sun,
Okay.
bolster the barrier.
Sacrifice.
That's 4.
Yeah.
Sacrifice
Ascend
to
someone
get 2 stones.
and preserve 2 people, but we also sacrifice.
Sacrifice.
On the theory that the monsters will cause more casualties than the sacrifice. Oh my god!
And then you're ascending someone? Who are you ascending?
That's what we have to figure out how to do, because we've got moral quandaries. But at the same time, we can't sit here in a deadlock for 5 freaking hours. So,
It seems like if we have the other one, so each person that we would go through right now would be the roll off. So
essentially, we'd have to. It kind of comes down to chance because we don't know how each of them is going to react.
yeah.
Unless you want to try to use skill rules to encourage your person to do it.
If this would be a bleed,
We don't know what they've been through in this whole time they've been absent from us.
Yeah.
I mean, we could be like, let's make Common do it, and she's like missing half her body mystically somehow. I mean,
Right.
I don't want. Yeah. So I kind of think the fairest thing is to kind of do it random.
Okay. Yeah.
or just roll off to see who.
Roll off. Yeah.
All right. So is it the highest or the lowest? Because I think lowest because this is a shit thing for whoever gets it. I mean, immortality sucks.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing I could think of is that looking with your person a particular skill set to see if you convince them, and whoever has the best one wins. So,
But
Instead of
you
just
just kind of like cheese us and plead.
whichever one you want to. I don't.
I think the rando rolls.
And I mean, you really seem to want to shove her into this. Like, this is going to be a bad thing.
Listen, if you want to declare Carmen, I will support your decision.
Well, I logically think that there is the best chance with her skill set and with helping these people
I
survive.
feel like we're going to come back to a dictator.
It's fine.
I could be wrong.
Listen, she might just put on a red hat and vanish. I don't fucking know. So,
All right.
well, it's Carmen? Is it
No,
Carmen?
I'm pushing hard, but I really.
So who's telling the overseer your plans?
Okay. Is it Carmen?
I'm going to talk to her first to make sure that she's okay with it. So
I guess we'll wait till that happens.
yeah, because I'm not
If she
leading her
says
into
fuck
this
no,
one.
I guess we'll have a backup. But
So, but yeah,
Some rolls.
You're telling the overseer you're all alone in the
Yes.
big empty palace. Yeah.
and indicate to the overseer. It seems like this. We want to make sure that you guys, your land has a greater chance of survival, and we've come to it some hard decisions. It's not going to be pretty, but we think this will help you the most. We think you need the sun back to survive long term without having to whatever the hell the loam does. That just sounds terrifying.
Oh, I long to see that. Yes.
The sun will come back. We'd like to bolster your barrier.
Yes, more land might be good for these
Yes, and
crops.
Yes, crops. They're like, imagine living things that just sit there and don't scream or try to eat you. And you can just eat them. They're just docile. It's great. And you harvest them. And they love the sun. So, this will be wonderful. And now, this sounds like I'm overstretching, but follow me. We would like to also help our loved ones. It seems that Castor's not too, well, don't tell Ozzy this. It seems that he feels that Ozzy would just fit in better here. So, there's that. And we've debated it amongst our loved ones who are here. We're going to determine which one we would like to see ascended. We would like to discuss it with one of them first. Is that possible?
Yes, whoever you wish to ascend.
We'll discuss it with that individual in a moment. But also, the two that don't ascend, we would like to make sure they're preserved. I understand this requires a sacrifice, and I am loath to ask this, but it appears, if they're not standing right next to me, it appears my cohort, the fellow investors in the pack, feel that the sacrifice would be worth it to ensure the survival of your people.
And this is what you all feel is correct.
Yes.
Yes. At least what would be most helpful.
So might we have a chance to allow our friend to first discuss with the one we are considering ascension to make sure that it is a thing that would work?
Who is it you are considering?
Carmen.
Oh, then she shall be ascended.
Well, we want to ask her consent before this is done. What do you mean, no?
A character image of like heads in a jar that one of them might be restored later.
So you hear her hiss, and doors open on the side of the palace, and you see, enslaved people and dressed in rags come trundling in, moving cages. Your loved ones are not in there; they're just amongst them. But giant cages on wheels. In speaking with your people, I have determined that you are, what is the word? Cullable?
Culpable?
Culpable?
No,
Gullible?
able to be culled.
Mortal.
Cullable.
Mortal.
Weak? Is it weak?
Okay.
Weak, yes. Here, in a place of eating and food and friendship, you have made the decision that is best for Nagalisitu. We will make this decision, and it is done. There is no tears. There is no crying. It shall be her. You've decided it as you are clear of mind. And this is what we shall do. The sacrifice as well. Your weakness cannot be done. The work is too important.
This isn't a weakness we're conferring. This is consent choice.
Okay,
They're not really big on that.
okay, Dwinar, Palms, Dwinar. I will not argue against the fact that this is less than desirable. You have to make this decision now. Yes or no?
The decision is made.
Very well then.
Cease. I will let you speak to them, because I dream of a world without masters and slaves. But know that the choice is made and it is done. If you would like a world where there is more than strength, return here and make it. Until then, we will do what we must.
We got strong on back.
We got fucking...
Hey, I gave you the chance, man.
Oh, that's fine, so...
So...
Actually, can I possibly do plead with her?
No.
Nope. Okay.
You could give it a shot.
Mercenaries.
Do you get
I don't
5?
think I have enough dice, but I'll try and roll her resistance.
She has 5 master dice.
Does she?
Yeah.
Okay, there's probably no point. Oh, well, just...
She was raised in hell, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she threw it over.
Yeah.
Pretty tough.
She'll tear your soul apart. Time to play.
I understand that strength absolutely does define your survivability as a people, and we are committed to being able to help you after we were brought here. However, strength without any level of compassion is worthless, as you are, that's like only using people. Like the masters used you before for their own purposes. Survival must be by might making, not might for right.
Yes, I understand. You are very right. Do not worry. I shall be joining them in fueling your decision.
Can we get?
Hold what I said. Dwinar. Not our culture.
I'll give you time to speak to your loved ones. We have much work to do before the preparations are made. So you see just the cadres of people flowing in now, like all glaring at you. They knew you were coming. They tried to, like, not pay attention to you, but you are the entire focus of their culture. They open the cages. You see those stringy things that you captured before? They don't have lower jaws anymore, or tongues. She hisses at the people. They just sort of, with those spears, jointly wrestle them up to the throne. As she stands next to them, you hear her whisper. The air sort of like flexes, like feels like it writhes around your skin as she says that. And then they just slit its throat. It runs down the throne. They throw it over and they bring the next one up. And she just waits there to whisper the words while they do it. And she goes, speak. Yeah. So all your friends come up, all the camp followers from your town. It's like, oh, you've come to save us. Oh, thank God. Oh, yes. So everyone finds you. They're all rejoicing. They're emaciated too, covered in sores.
Remember that food
pale.
Food I saved?
They're tearing into it.
I'm giving it to them.
They're still better fed than most of the other people. They did take care of them as best they could. But all of your dependents are now coming up to you. So, Eccentric Ozzy, your cousin, is like, oh my God, Castor, you're here.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I waited so long.
Okay.
This is a hellish place.
Yeah, no, it's not great.
It was years before they could even speak to us.
Yeah. I was years before I could speak too. You can't leave, right? Because of your rune on your brand.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, she was very honest with me. But she said you could save us. and preserve us and take us back to the world. It kept me going through these times.
Yeah, but sacrifices have to be made. If I do that, then all of these people are going to die. Like, there's not enough energy to do that.
So no one is being saved? She lied?
No. Some people can be saved, but I know you really well. I know that you are a stand-up kind of guy, and that you would want to help the people.
Hi, Bartleby.
How are you going to convince someone to die in hell? I love how you make the most murder-hobo decisions as if I'm never going to fucking call you on. And this is after years of me explicitly calling you on.
Give me these impossible choices in the first place. It's like I let
Who did I learn it from, Ross?
My character has no social skills. He doesn't give it. He was raised by wild animals. Yeah, I'll roll my 2 charm, but
All right.
yeah, I don't really think it's gonna work. Nope.
You leave me here to die. We're the last of our bloodline. And then he's dragged away by this. No, you're a betrayer.
You let Squeaky die.
Wow. First I'll find Lily.
Oh yeah, she finds you.
Lily, you're safe.
Thank God. Please.
Okay, so you know the other. I can't take you out of here now.
Oh God, you're gonna abandon me like this?
No. Listen, Lily. Do you remember the tale of the princess in the glass?
Yeah.
How she lived forever until
So
she was
you're gonna
able...
save me? You're gonna get me out of here eventually?
It'll be like you blinked, and you wake up, and you're free.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank... She just embraces you.
She's just lying.
No, it's basically what we're doing.
Oh, I thought. Oh, you are.
I'm saving her because we gave it Carmen. Lily's safe.
Okay.
Fuck it. I feel good.
Okay.
Yeah, no, and because that's basically what's going to happen. That she's going to be somehow preserved, and she's not going to know the passage of time. So it's like an old fairy tale.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it IDA?
IE Day.
IE Day?
Yeah.
IE Day comes
Yeah.
to you. It's just good to see you again, Scott.
It is good to see you as well. No one has been mistreating you?
No more than they've been mistreated. It is a hard place here. These people have suffered very much. I thought some of the girls in the camp had rough lives, but it is nothing compared to this place. I long to leave it. Was the armless bitch true when she said that you would save us?
Yes. Yes, it's going to take time. This place... It doesn't make sense. You understand?
No, I don't. But
Aide, I wasn't even an hour behind you. I charged through the swamp to save you.
but
and
you
the
will
others.
save me, right? You will save your
I will
Aide?
save you.
That is what I wanted to
It
hear.
will just take time, but you won't know it. You will just sleep. When you awake, we're going to go home.
That sounds very good.
We are going to right the wrongs for them, for many others.
So she embraces you. All right.
Cue the string quartet. Are we cueing the string? Aaron, do you need the string quartet for this?
I'll tell her if you want.
No.
I'll just tell her, like, you're going to be immortal. Bye!
See you in a few centuries.
So Carmen comes. I knew you would come for me.
Yes. Yeah, I did. And so, how have you been faring here?
As well as we considered. She embraces you and kisses your face. And
I'm not going to be deserving of that here, and I'm going to need to let you know that you might want to just hit me at this point soon.
why?
Well, I'll sit down. The rules of this world are different. Like going through, and that's like the passage of time here is accelerated.
I know, Matthias. I know.
Okay.
I've been here for 2 years.
And coming from where we came into it, Well, we were trying to find a way to save these people because their fate was just so horrific and they were not deserving this, especially coming from those of us who had this knowledge and just corrupted it to their own means. So, working with the adjutant, or like the armless one, so we were trying to figure out how to best do that. You will survive here.
But I will never see you again.
You will. You're immortal here.
Wait, you're not making... No, not one of those things.
No, not one of those things. You'll stay as you are. But you'll
they
be...
hate those things. It's their entire culture is hating them. You cannot abandon me here. It's better to let me die amongst them.
Hear me out.
You want to switch with
Hear me
Ozzy?
out. No.
Ozzy would switch at this point.
I don't think he'd be
Hear me
terribly
out.
pleased with us.
That's like, as I said,
I'll be the backup.
we were
You make
discussing
the
this,
tell,
but
and
they're
then you'll like
single-minded about this because I wanted to ask you
you're
this
the
first, and
charming
they did not give me the choice, unfortunately. So that's why if you need to hate me from this, I will do. The reason I was suggesting you is because your knowledge saved me at one point before I could. That's like when I was dying. These people can use. That's like you can be something to them that we could not be, at least at this moment, and what we can bring in.
I'm turning you into a vampire. Sorry. Please forgive me.
Time to use it.
6, 7, 8. Does my beauty count in this too? So.
Come on, it's a pretty face.
Yeah, I'll give you a +1.
Okay, I had +3 on that, so.
That gives you actually +3 doesn't give you a +1. Sorry, remember the +1. Your lowest difficulty is a 3, so any match you get is up to a 3.
Up to a okay.
Yeah.
So
if you get like 4 1s, they're now 4 3s.
Okay, that's nice.
Actually, it's 5. Yeah, 1's the 3, 3's the 5.
All right.
So your lowest match is a 5.
Ooh,
All right, so not great. 2 6s.
that's not a failure.
No.
She just sort of tears and walks away.
So before I just kind of catch your arm, we will be returning, and I will bring.
I know.
I can't.
I guess we'll talk later.
Oh, I had that coming. Actually, she had
left and right.
You're right. She's becoming the sorceress supreme.
Fucking trying to tell you.
I'm going to attempt to speak with our new liaison.
But do you really want that with Beaver Lord?
Or is she too upset?
No.
Oh no, she's being escorted away. You've had your chance.
Damn it. Okay.
Hooker with a heart of
So
gold
they
for
are
this.
just sacrificing old masters that they've been keeping for just, and it appears they haven't fed them that immortality thing. Just,
I mean, they don't
dusty blood just coats the throne. The overseer, as they kill the last one, walks over to a spot on the wall that is a sort of pentagram around what appears to be a gesture of the city, and she sort of gestures a man over, and she whispers to it and sort of makes him, and he does a marker around it, and then another marker, and then she sort of whispers to it again, and then the picture is different. The marker is now, the pentagram is sort of expanded to where the second mark was. And then the man sort of, kisses her, and they whisper at each other, and then he goes up and walks towards the throne. And she comes walking over to you.
Okay, then. So what do we do from here?
Yes, I meant to speak to you about that. Time is of the essence. I do not long... I will do my best to encourage them, but I do not long how it will hold after the project is finished, especially without my leadership.
Right. Well, we do have Carmen.
So you hear behind her, you see the guy who made the gesture and kissed her sit down on the throne, and you hear a man go, "Clicky!" And she goes, "Ka-cha!" And they just slit his throat, and she doesn't look behind her, and she's still looking at you.
I see. Okay, great. What do we need to do? What needs to be prepared?
Yes, I was wondering about. You are the leader of men?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Many.
Are they near?
Yes.
Sort of. They're right outside the portal.
Oh,
The thing, the pool.
well, what you could do? What is your occupation?
We're soldiers. We fight.
We could use that. That would be very important.
Perhaps we should send a few in to help. Maybe help you learn.
All of them would be good.
Are we able to sacrifice? Oh, fuck.
No, you don't. Just send them in, and I can have the brands ready so that they cannot leave.
Oh.
Ooh.
See, this is where we have the choice.
Or we can try and wait. We will try and survive without you.
Do they need the brands to propagate within the area?
No, but I don't imagine they will want to stay if you send them in by subterfuge. But I can make sure they don't leave. It would be best. We would have some cohesion.
Well,
I will talk a few into come in.
Will triple your pay going to accelerated time?
Okay, does it actually have to be all? Okay, I'm trying to assess that here. Does it have to be all of them, or can I send in like a good chunk?
So I will say this mechanically.
Okay.
You can re-up your company when you come back.
Okay.
Because you'll have a shit ton of Nagalisitu to pull from. And you can pull a new company from whatever results.
So,
but that means feed your company in now. However, you don't have to do that. They can describe in sort of tribal anarchy for a certain amount of time.
So if we feed our company in, will they be able to leave again?
No, because you're not giving them a choice, and they would not make that choice. You need to go out into the world and find people. You're very much like Puritans. I want to find someone real put upon that is okay going to a different planet forever, but they get some control there. But you can make the first people your sort of lost company that you throw in here. She's giving you that option before she goes, basically.
I mean, to be fair, we're not going to be able to do that contract anyway, so we're going to be... Daryl's going to be pissed at us.
Are you going to sacrifice all your men to do it?
Weren't we going to use them, though, to storm that castle?
Yeah, you will not have a company to get more people to bring in.
Yeah, that's
this
true.
is not a must, but...
So
the question is, get more people just through our own actions, though. Yeah.
So the question is... The ability, how many we can give up right now versus how much we need to get the equipment for farming.
The company's rated -2, so we split it in half. We still got a might of 1.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Just talking pure gameplay mechanics.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking, if we send half in now and use the other half to load up supplies. Thank you very much. And then, whoops. I mean, you don't
got unconventional tactics.
I do.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you got something for that?
We're gonna need to roll the shit out of unconventional tactics.
That only counts for companies.
Yeah. I know. I'm just saying for next game when we try and storm this castle with half our force.
No, storm. They're going to hand us the supplies, and then we just fuck off.
Actually, yeah. What if we did a stagger approach? We put in half the company now, and then we put in the other half once we get the grain.
New plan. We have a new fortress.
Okay, but that half is dead by the time you get back of old age.
Yeah.
But they hopefully
I understand that.
Some kids.
All right, I'll allow you to give one up of everything.
Yeah.
All right.
Except, obviously, territory.
What do you have?
We have 0 in territory.
Well, technically be one for,
but we would lose.
Dimensionally transcendent.
We would have our might.
You'd essentially be useless, though, is what I'm saying. It's an all or nothing. You don't have to give up your company.
Yeah.
She's just giving you the choice.
Well, I don't see how we can do the campaign without the company. Like, I don't know.
So leave the company. Yeah.
Okay. Like, it's not, unless you want to do, like...
You could, 4 of you, find a group of religiously persecuted zealots that are eager to proselytize to a dark hell world, and you could find that with 4 people, and just leave them back.
Make sure our religious objectives are balanced. We bring in lots of representation. I don't want fucking zealots.
Well, I was going to say...
everything we have to be in there is, less than a day away from this place, because obviously speed is of the essence.
Yeah.
So...
I was thinking we get people for, farming, merchants, and mercantile stuff. We bolster
Well, this is a discussion for later.
Yeah.
You're keeping your company or not?
I actually vote no. I vote we give them.
Give them up. That's your vote.
You vote no.
I vote keep them.
Yeah, keep them.
Yeah.
I vote keep them.
All right.
So
you can also grow your company.
If it's 3
if I could do the half, I would do that. But if I can't do the half, man, is it possible?
One more time. What is the benefit of leaving them with these people?
Yeah.
You will instantly start off with having left in military influence.
Okay.
There will be almost no time dilation except for a matter of hours. They will come in, be waylaid and banded. If they come in ranks, they can basically waylay them and brand them by like fives with hours between the next rank walking through the portal. So if you just march them in there, they're native Nagalisites now, and so they're going to have to teach them everything they know if they want to survive. Yeah. So you basically start with D on the table before you go out and find anything else.
Yeah.
But now you don't have a company in the outside world.
And also, I'm kind of wondering what we're walking back into if we're not telling them. And it's like, here's your fourth brand and good luck.
There will be a unique twist on the message of your heroic stewardship.
Same as a hard
So
pass.
it's up to Sean. I mean,
God, I'm really tempted. But
if it ties, then I guess we could roll off for
Yeah.
it. If he votes no, then obviously
Okay.
Then
let me tell my reason. We want to ramp this up quickly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which means we need a trained, disciplined force already in place.
Yeah.
Right.
With that in mind, I kind of want to leave the company there, but we just make damn sure they've got some sacred codex or something we leave with Carmen, who hopefully isn't too pissed off at us. We offer to bring her whatever the fuck she
We don't
wants.
have time to make any preparations. We shove them in or we don't.
So we basically, hey guys, whole new campaign. You're colonists.
Well, no, don't even tell them that. Just tell them to go through the portal.
Yeah, sure, they'd be.
And then that's the rest of their life.
Essentially,
We have no more control over that.
Again, so the question is, can we at least secure supplies out afterwards without a company, which I think we can.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's not a lot of supplies. We just need like a few seeds, one person, one guy with a book, or one. A couple
historically speaking, let alone genre fiction speaking, small bands of badasses have pulled way crazier shit off before than stealing some fucking grain.
Right. So
That being said, I'm still
They are sacrificing dudes like crazy while you're having this debate.
Yeah.
I'm still very, very fucking nervous come marching back in to find
angry former soldiers.
Yeah,
Yeah, or their kids.
we haven't taught them languages yet, so like, I feel like this is kind of like, again, jumping meta a little bit, jumping out of my character. I think this is kind of that like mad like jihad crusade like army, not like a well disciplined force, but like the fervor of stoking that emotional fire through that commonality, rather than having educated citizens to forge a solid force out of. So yeah, what are we going to walk back into? What are they going to remember of us? Is the question.
The people who bailed on them without leaving them anything except, oh, we'll be back later, or here's your new citizens and leaders who will have a language that they can teach their children.
Sure.
But they're going to be educated by the people that you abandoned.
Yeah.
Yep, that's
Pretty
what,
much.
That's what I'm saying.
So
that's
it's-
what makes me nervous about this whole idea. Otherwise, I love this because my character very much wants to march a fucking army out of this world and start stomping.
the best thing
I just want to be clear. Like,
Yeah.
they could teach that the curse word is your name, and no one inside would know the difference.
So
Like
it's
they
a
could
risk.
teach you Matthias means shit, or like Castor means asshole, and like everyone would be like, oh, I gotta go use the Castor. Like they wouldn't know the difference.
So it's you're from
It's a huge risk for a buff to maybe see it.
Well, like I say, as long as
the
we have
thing
the
is,
chance
if
to
we
talk to them,
don't-
but we don't have that chance.
The thing with you
apparently,
don't, they're now illiterate slaves who are just tearing down the building because they have nothing else to do.
Right.
we need a disciplined force will help us in the future. Again, they might be pissed off at us, but if we come back in and prove that we're not total pieces of shit, just partial, by giving them things.
Sean, what are you doing?
I'm saying we leave them.
All right,
So we're gonna learn.
So we're rolling for it.
What are we rolling? How are we rolling?
How are we rolling off? Because there's
high numbers.
Okay, I get it. Oh, I rolled an 8.
4.
9.
7?
9 wins it so far.
All right.
So you keep your company. Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, that means we're going to have to double time it and get this stuff back, and people are going to have to go in there. We have to talk people into a bright new opportunity.
Well, we can find new NPC groups.
And I can discuss and plead.
Because again, this is a yes but kind of campaign center. We can say, oh yeah, there's a group of scholarly monks just over there that are renegades and hated by the outside world. They'd
But-
love to find a new place.
Yes, but
but They love scorpions.
Let's just say
You're gonna go back into a scorpion place.
Yeah.
so. Let's all agree on one thing, though. Can we agree on one thing?
Okay, what?
Let's avoid bringing in cults.
Yeah.
I think that says
Agreed.
everything.
Unless they're our cult.
No, please.
All right.
Cult of us.
So you hear in the distance, you hear a weird machine humming. You don't know what that's all about. You do hear Carmen screaming.
Running towards her.
No, you don't know where it's at.
Leave a bouquet.
And the doors are shut. It's just somewhere else in the palace. There's just a pile of corpses behind you now that you're desperately trying not to look at, of the elderly and the sick and the war wounded.
I turn away and pat Mitzi on the head.
I screwed up.
And so she says, I will need you to go out into the square near the
Forge a rune that giant "I'm sorry" in the sky. Like
there is a raised platform where the torture racks were. For examples, we have cleared those out, and I need you to stand there.
Okay.
Okay, we go up there.
I will need to address the people so that they may see you.
Okay.
Get up there.
Yep.
So you go outside. It's a number of hours you wait as people from all directions just throng into the city, into the sorriest collection of human beings you've ever seen. You do understand that the overseer is basically Merlin, Spartacus, Alexander. She is completely right. She has pulled off something with a group of people so beaten down and downtrodden it should not have worked. But they cannot function for very long after that. They are all traumatized to the point where they have normalized it. It's their whole society. They are trying to adjust. They're all terrified of what they've done.
Is this time for inspiration?
Well, you'd have to speak their language, and you don't.
You know, we were all thinking it. You know, we were all thinking it.
We didn't choose the language thing. So
No.
So she stands atop a raised platform, a balcony at the top of this enormous palace, and she begins speaking in the weird, snaky wheezing that apparently was the language of the masters for orders. It's pretty simple. I would allow some idea of what she's saying with a language roll if you lose a die and it's difficulty 5.
Okay.
Okay, that does not include... The master die is only in your native language, though.
Only in your native language, yes.
I have no chance.
I have fucking 8 dice in my pool, despite being raised by beaver.
Go get it.
So 2 5s. And
All right.
Yeah.
That's just enough. So she gestures towards you, with her people gesturing for her, like her cadre are pointing at her, and you realize that the cadre is everyone who saw the sacrifice and what happened in there. So you also realize this: these are the people that know your story. No one who saw what happened in that palace is getting out alive. So whatever founded this culture can be as bright and sunny as the Pilgrims and shook hands with the Indians and y'all made friends forever. It can be whatever you say for it, and that's intentional. But she does sort of name you using the tongue as best she can. So she points at Klingsher and says something like owner of or tamer of leech cat. You recognize that term. She points at this one and says the word for slave and the word for master. You gathered that much. But some sort of declension transformation between the two. She points at Landon, and you recognize that. It's sort of a weird conjugation of whatever they were using for the sacrifice, so like the sacrificer, or the sacrifice knife wielder, or something like that.
Executioner.
Translates to something like that. And she points at you. You have no fucking idea. No idea what that means. Just a weird hiss.
Brought the weird tasty thing.
Mm-hmm.
Squeaky. I built things too.
And then she goes back inside. So the people all, put their hands up towards you on the dais. And then as she has you all do that, she hisses one more time and goes back inside. And then they all just start wailing, just rioting, fighting, tearing things up in the street, ripping their clothes and wailing and screaming at the sky at what she said. Just tears. They're dragging each other away. She hisses one last thing and goes back inside. And then you just see people streaking away from the palace, just as fast as they can. Stampedes, children crying, people running around, just running away as fast as they can.
And she just left us here. So
yeah, they're just flowing around the dais, getting as far away from the palace as they can.
Okay. We should probably go back to the gate now?
Let's wait a moment.
Take out a flask.
I don't think you want to try to wade through a sea of flesh like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're running away.
To us.
Oh, are they?
They're flooding past our dais.
Yeah, they're.
They're getting away from the square.
Okay.
It's us. It's us.
Wait,
No, they're not running from you. They're running away from the big castle you were just in.
So get behind the dais.
they're not running to us at all.
Take cover behind the dais.
All right.
There's been enough sieges.
As you do, you see sort of the bricks of the castle just sort of start breaking apart as a light goes piercing out of the top of it. And you watch it go into the sky and just sort of fill part of the sky. You feel just a horrible lurching in your stomach, just a sickening lurch, as if the world moved for the first time in an eon. And the castle is just obliterating it in a blinding light of fire as the city is crumbling. And you see this fire just blazing across the sky. So you should run.
Yeah.
Everyone should run.
Fine, I'll join the stampede. What are we using for this?
Run.
That is literally a skill for running.
Full athletics.
Double tens. I'm the fuck out of here. DD Mao.
No.
DD Mao.
If it's only run, it's available.
I got two twos.
All right.
I have nothing, so.
All right. You all quickly get separated in the chaos. So Scarl manages to get back to the portal first. You see people scattering all over the rocks, just going in every direction. They keep hissing a single word that she said near the end. You can't quite place it. And then you eventually see Castor come running through, barely alive through all the stampede.
I grab him and pull him in.
You two failed your checks.
Yep.
You could only end up in the gutter of some place in the city as the sky fills, as just a maelstrom of stone goes around the palace.
I'm clutching my dog.
You understand why the Overseer destroyed the last of the Master Sorcery. It's too much. You shouldn't. They were basically all nuclear powers when they were here. And they were pretty bad in the real world. And so when she's done in the sky, the fire doesn't go away. It just coalesces. And there's the sun again. And then you hear the screams across the countryside as no one's seen that before. Just a uniform, terrified wail.
Can I build a myth?
Actually, I'm just sitting there with this rubble off the side, laying in the ground.
Not with language.
Well, my job's done.
Okay. I'm gonna try something here. Okay, I don't speak the language, so I'm gonna take an action. They're gonna see me do something that might give them a myth about me later.
Okay.
I stride out into the sun with my dog,
All right.
hold my arms open, and tilt my head back, and just stand there praising the sun.
420 present.
Fascinating. Charm fascinating. Would that work, or does it just work?
You're that angry about me. Of all people.
Because I'm not the one doing it.
I was actually trying to build a legend as the sun god.
No, go for it.
So does it fascinate or what?
Sure.
Why not? Try it. Might not work. Probably won't. Shit. I rolled like shit. All right.
All right, yeah. You stand out there. People run away, hissing that word. they hiss back you with your 5s. You realize one of the last things she said to them is something like "live" or like "live hard" or something like that. It's a weird declension. Maybe survive or profligate or something. But they're all just scattering, like getting as far away from the quickly decaying city as possible. You also realize she could have just wiped the city out if she wanted to with a word, but she needed to keep them busy until you got there. So eventually, Matthias and Klingscher show up to the portal, and you're all, standing there as they just spread out.
Okay. Well,
Is that rock actually important?
no.
On the candles?
I'm not sure we'll never know.
Let's leave it.
Leave the rock.
Let them have that.
And archaeologists will love it later.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. They're all about that shit.
So
we link arms and walk through the fucking portal.
Bring the dog with.
yeah. And wait, before we go, our game plan is to get the grain immediately, right?
Yeah.
Grain
Okay.
back people.
Okay.
What you need people with the grain.
Yeah.
And I was
We'll
gonna
stop at a village and grab some farmers. I mean,
So economics.
I was going to say if we talk some of the people with us into going in,
yeah.
we talk them
Grab
into
meant talk, recruit. Not, we're not doing the.
You can convince our kidnap, but it's up to you. Yeah.
We're on the convinced side. So.
All right. So you're walking through?
Yep.
we can exit.
Yeah, because they're not going to be able to survive without food.
And it's going to be
Yeah.
double time to get this fixed up, I guess, next session. But
All right. All of you roll sense.
Just
Just
nope.
since-
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Holy crap.
Sense plus scrutinize would be fine too. All right.
Okay. But yeah, 2 8s.
Not.
All right. You walk through into the same night you left,
Ugh.
and you notice the dust is not popped up by your boost going forward, but it's moving into the portal. And you realize that is the dust of you walking into the portal.
Oh no. We came right out
like I said, we need to double time.
within nanoseconds.
No. Seconds.
Are you sure
But-
you don't want to leave some people there for control?
Anyways, we should end there.
Yep. That's good.
All right.
All right. So questions, comments, reactions. That's the first
That's
one.
great.
No, this is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I didn't see the the.
All right.
the
It's
bubble
basically the forever war,
Yeah.
but with swords and magic.
Yeah.
Yep.
So whatever you bring to Nagalisitu will have taken deep root by the time you go back.
Yeah.
So you're going to have regular D&D fantasy adventures out here in the
Yeah.
yes and yes but world. And then Nagalisitu is going to be, oh shit, what did we do? And I will say this, eventually it's going to pop. And basically you will be responsible for an alien invasion on your own continent. But you don't know what that culture's going to be like.
I want it.
It's gonna be fine.
So you could lead a failed state. You could be the immortal stewards of a utopian civilization. You could be the creators of a new, super powerful evil empire. You're not going to have 100% control over what it is.
So, Aaron, swallow your pride. Just admit to yourself right now.
I'm telling you, those scorpion monks are nice guys. Like,
So, Aaron, remember the mantra: every decision is a bad decision.
So I will say everything you
no.
bring in will have a certain amount of quality points along with history points. So, like, certain aspects would give you a deeper sense of influence or a deeper sense of history. Other things will give you more might. Other things will give you more treasure. You will also be able to recruit eventually from Nagalisitu as the brand degrades because you bring in new breeding stock that have not suffered under the immortal torture of the masters. But
Carmen's gonna become
you're
the-
basically creating a company like that's empire strong, but in like 4 or 5 sessions, and then you're just going to unleash it on this continent.
Little of the troops.
So it's basically like 3 or 4 rain campaigns sped up with the brakes ripping off. And you don't have a lot of control over what's going to come out. Just
my
the
God.
order in which you put stuff in.
it's gonna be fine.
I can't. I can't.
All right, we'll see how this goes. Talk to you guys next time.
Bye.